We almost see no titties in movies anymore, and we only see dicks. Hey, anybody notice this? Yes, I love titties. Big old titties.
Do you like my intro?
I am positively rigid.
It's so dumb, but I love it so much because it was one of those things where the stars aligned. Like I didn't plan any of this. Like I just did my first stream and was like click and that was it. Now it's forever. You know how it goes? It's like the first time I did Naked Snake and then I just did it forever.
You like taking off your clothes though.
I do. Yes. As you've met me in real life, that's what I do.
Yeah.
Just take it off.
It's hard to keep them on. You like taking off my clothes too, which was weird.
Well, yeah. Well, that was the bourbon. Okay, you kept feeding me bourbon that one night, dude. I was like coming in and out of consciousness and shit. And you're like another drink, and I'm like, yeah, of course. Oh, by the way, everyone that's watching CAMELCAST 12, we got my boy CECIL, somebody that I thought about literally before I even started doing this show. And it only took 12 times to get him on. So welcome to my boy CECIL. If you guys
I was traveling.
Yeah, yeah, you were traveling, you bitch. If you guys don't know who CECIL is, that's weird because there's 200 people hanging out with us already here to see CECIL, not my dumb ass. So just letting you guys know that CECIL will be doing Fight Milk and Naked Snake tonight with us with a few alterations, but we're gonna go all the way. So make sure you guys know that. And Trent already knows, because he's already going ham as hell with the Have a Good Show. Thank you, Trent. I love you. I appreciate you. Make sure you guys like the show because it's going to be a hell of a show. We're talking about VITO today. I don't know if you follow me on Twitter, but there's a creator that's being weird today. And we're going to look at him. He blocked me. He blocked every damn body. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Gavin McGinnis. We're going to talk about dating and the Oscars. A lot of cool shit. So make sure you're ready for that. It's going to be a hell of a show. So make sure
I'm still a little feverish because I had Oscar fever last night, like the rest of the country. I kind of forgot it was on, to be honest.
Did you hear that the ratings were up? And I'm like, that's not possible.
Yeah, but up to be the third worst in history.
Yeah, I guess up from how terrible it was.
Yeah. It's still the third worst audience in history. You got to remember, and this is at a time when the population is growing. There's more people on Earth than
well, and also people probably tuned in waiting for somebody to get punched or slapped.
What movie? Can you name a movie? I mean, I know The Whale because it won, but
that was a beautiful movie. I love and despise fat people because, you know, personally, I was one of the fat people, and now I despise them. Not this is a joke, by the way, everybody. I can see the quote tweets now, but it was a beautiful movie, especially if you struggle with weight. Like, and you escape that shit watching The Whale, you're like, oh my God, I've been through this shit before.
I'm in the middle of escaping it.
I'm currently right in the middle of escaping the fatness. Dude,
yeah.
As you get older, it gets almost impossible. Like, dude, I'm on my cut, I'm lifting, I'm running and shit, and my bottom of my gut is still like kind of there. And I'm like, dude, I've been doing this for like 3 months. How has this not gone yet? Like, it's crazy to me. It doesn't make any damn sense.
It's fucking hard, man. I got 170 was my goal weight. And in middle of January, I hit 180. And then I was like, oh shit, I'm going to hit it. That's my shred down at 170. I'm pretty like shredded. And I was like, so in the middle of February, when who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
I'm going to be, so I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do one more bulk. And here's how it is. It is clawing for every pound on the way down when you're that weight. It took me 30 days to put on 25 pounds.
It doesn't take long, dude.
I was 205.
Yeah, dude.
I was 205. Went from fucking 180 to 205 in a blink, in a goddamn blink of an eye. And now I'm about 195. So now I'm doing the cut down again. So
your goal is 170. That's kind of a lot for 5'2".
5 foot. Yeah, I know, but I'm like wide.
Dude,
I remember going for being like 170 and being like, you know, so skinny that I had like my stomach was ripped and I had like vascular. I had like veins on my stomach. Yeah. And the guy was like, yeah, technically you're overweight. And I took off my shirt and I'm like, where? I'm like, where? But it's because I'm short and wide.
Dude, it's that freaking BMI. Patrick T says, I'm hoping that Mary Antoinette will be prioritized for fuck's sake. Thank you, Patrick, for the first orange boy. I love you. It will happen maybe one day in your dreams. If Anna ever answers, I don't think she's gonna do it though. I'm gonna be honest. If you do, but every red boy you drop, I will drill.
I ask her all the time. Let me tell you something. She's leaked a couple of the photos from her next calendar, the bikini. It's Marie Antoinette level. It's fucking, she's pretty damn naked.
She's just naked. It'll be great. See, Patrick, you're fine.
She's gonna break the bank with that.
You'll get plenty of tissues out of the way.
Yeah, she's gonna break the bank with that calendar.
You don't have to worry about any of that shit, dude. So so you guys know my boy CECIL. But one thing that I don't know about, and I've never known about, because you meet people throughout this whole deal when you're doing content creation. You meet people all the damn time, and CECIL is one of my favorite damn people in real life, like to hang out with. But I've always wondered to myself, how in the absolute hell did you get here, and where did you come from in the spectrum? Because I asked Gary, he's like, yeah, I had a comic book store, and then I started making videos, and all these people have these different wild ass stories. Mine was like boring. It's just like I made a video about GameStop, and then suddenly I was doing this. But how did you? Because you joke around that you're like the professional co-host or professional guest.
Yeah, I am. That's what I am. Because other people are like, I don't understand. How does everybody know you? You have the smallest channel. I'm like, I only do like one video a month, and that's because I'm obligated to with the Jack Show.
Yeah.
And people are just like, I don't understand. Like every single person knows you, but who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
I don't know. But it started with, it's weird. It's all comic book related. I was a huge comic book collector. I took years off, probably over 10 years off from fucking collecting. My brother was in the hospital dying, so I was with him a lot. So I went to a comic book store because I just wanted shit to read while I was in the hospital with him. And I picked up a pile of fucking comics, and it was like shit. It was like 2017, 2016. And it was like shit. And I was like, am I going out of my mind, or is like, fuck it, is this all garbage now? Is this all fucking shit? This is I hadn't been like aware of like woke culture and shit. I wasn't just tuned in. I was doing other shit. I had life going on. And then a fucking, I just typed in like, what the fuck is wrong with comic books into Google? And a video came up, and it was, your boy Zach. I don't know if you know him, Diversity in Comics, Comic Matters. He's like pretty much the godfather of Comicsgate. Yeah. He started it all because he just started this little channel where he was ripping these books apart, being like, they don't give a fuck about the story. They're just pushing an agenda. And I was like, oh, fuck. I love this guy. Like, he's fucking saying exactly what I wanted to hear. So at that point, I did a little channel. I was like, oh, let me read some and review them. And then I was just realized I'm a clone of him. Like, it's not necessary. Like, I'm basically fucking coming to the same conclusions as him. Yeah. So I was like, oh, let me do something different. Let me do like a SJW who reviews the comic books and says they're the greatest comic books. And, so I was taking up these shit comics, and I would grab like classics from my collection, and I'd be like, okay, Squirrel Girl versus X-Men 150. And I'd be like, this X-Men 150 loses, and I'd put it in a shredder. I'd really shred it, and people would go crazy like they were shredding plastic comic. So that's what I was doing. I was doing like, I guess like Tatiana McGrath type of thing. But before there was Tatiana McGrath, I was doing like an over the top SJW. And then what happened was SJWs progressively got so crazy that you couldn't mock them anymore. The shit that you were mocking them for, they were actually doing. You couldn't go over the top enough because they're actual shit. So, so I slowly like the kayfabe of the CECIL SJW character kind of drown up. But I was always a guest. And Ethan Van Sciver, who has Comic Artist Pro Secrets, Cyberfrog, he just left a message in one of my videos, and he was like, this is the funniest shit. He's like, I hope to meet you one day. So I was in the chat while he was doing a show. It was him, Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, and Jeff from World Class Bullshitters. And I was in the chat, and they said, like, send me the link. And I had never live streamed before. I'd only done these little shitty videos like with my phone. And they came on, and I stayed in character as, Super SJW, and the fans loved it. So he just kept saying every time he'd come on, he'd send me the link. He's like, send me the link. And I met Jeremy through there. And then we all met up at New York Comic Con, I think in 2018. So I met Gary, I met Quarter Black, all these people who knew who I was from these stupid little videos.
Yeah.
And I've always stayed friendly with them. And I ran into them this year in Florida, hung out with all of them again. And I've always stayed friendly with everybody. So I kind of, when they were all just starting out too. So I've always been like guests on people's shows, and I've always known them since when they were kind of just building their channels. So I've been like a mainstay just of somebody that they know and gets, and that's how it was. I was just around and funny.
Did you ever feel, okay, so I struggle with something a lot, and dude, even to this day, man, even to this day, do you ever feel out of place? Like I'll go to like conventions, and there's all these people that have been doing this for years and years and years. And I've been doing it for 4 years now, but there's all these prominent people that are like doing all this content and stuff. And then there's me. And sometimes I'll feel,
you got like 250,000 subs. What the fuck are you talking about?
I was just saying, like, I still feel out of place. Like, I'm like, I don't know.
Dude, I have 15,000 subs, and I don't feel out of place.
It's what do they call
Everybody welcomes me with open arms when I show up. So I'm just like, all right, these are my boys. These are my fucking crowd. Yeah. But they're all got 500,000. And most people are like, who the fuck is this guy?
I feel like if you like dug down for 3 to 6 months, you'd hit 100,000 pretty quick.
100,000. Yeah. All right. Well, I'll try. We were talking a little bit for a few minutes before the show. So I'm going to start doing a Tuesday night live stream. And we'll see how that goes. But I'm gonna try to be consistent on that and just make. I could do that. Tuesday's a shit night for me.
Yeah, right? And then just put out one video a week about something like that might pertain to whatever you're interested in. It doesn't take long as long as you're entertaining. There's a reason why you're a professional guest, and it's because you're entertaining. Except when you're real drunk and it's like 4 a.m. You're like, share my screen, bro. And I'm like, no, we're not doing it. Don't do it, Cecil. Broly says, at the hospital with my 4 kids, single dad, my 4-year-old got a chunk bit off out of his bicep. He'll have to sedate for stitches, waiting on the doctor. Best.
Well, hold on. I have questions from one of the other kids or from a dog?
Yeah, like that's terrible.
That was it. The way the sentence was set up is I had 4 kids. One got a chunk bit out, and it seems that one of the other 3 bit it.
I don't know why I went to a shark attack, and I don't know why, but.
In fucking March?
Dude, what do you think? Sharks don't exist in March? They're there, man. They're waiting.
It's fucking winter. Who's swimming in the ocean?
They're waiting. Matt Hepp with the first pink boy getting us a 5th of the way to Naked Snake.
Well, first of all, I hope your kid's doing good, by the way.
I agree with that.
Sorry to hear about that.
Yeah.
But just let us know. Was it a shark, a dog, or one of the siblings?
Shark or dog or sibling. Thank you, Matt Hepp. I really appreciate that. Your penis is huge. I love you.
What's up, Matt?
Closing in on that Naked Snake and Fight.
Matt's a Jack Show guy.
Oh, that's nice of him. Anonymity T2. Can we get an old school Cecil? Hello.
Hello. Yes. The original Cecil was very, very gay. I'm only like 70% gay.
Look at this one. I like this one from J Bama fan.
Oh, J Bama, my man.
I give Cecil's new show 1 week tops.
Okay. That's pretty optimistic, actually.
Yeah, dude.
Smart money's on 0.
My money's on 0. So, dude, so that's how you basically just started going to places and meeting people, and it's all networking. It's always networking is how
people would see me in the chat, and then the chat liked me from appearances, and they'd go invite Cecil. Send Cecil the link. Send Cecil. That was like, it was, I literally came, that's who I am. I came from the chat. You know what I mean? I came from the chat. I come on as like that's who I was. Just somebody spawned from the chat that came on to the shows. That's the best way to describe me. I'm from the chat.
You know what's wild about that shit? Because I feel like people don't actually understand. If you are in a chat regularly and you're fun in your chat, you're having a good time, you're talking to people, you're conversing with the community, and you're like a chill person, you're not like a psycho or anything, creators will get used to you and be like, hey, dude, I'll talk to you. And then like that's how you appear, like that's how you it's networking, and it's also fun and it's natural.
That's what happened with Ethan. He was like, yo, you got to write a comic, man. He's like, you're really fucking funny, man. You write a comic book. He's like, people will buy it. I'm like, who the fuck's going to buy my comic book? Well, it sold $285,000. So
Jesus
fucking, he was right.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's wild because I feel like people don't think that they're capable. And I'm like, dude, like there's people that started out in the chat. I was watching That Star Wars Girl before I ever started YouTube. And I was like, damn, I can't even fathom having like, I think she had like 100 or 90,000 at that point. And I was like, I can't even fathom having that many subs. And you know, I was like, man, I just want 10,000. And then it happened somehow. Freaking seemed like overnight. Billy Hatcher, I got more eggs and milk. You're good to go. I bought it yesterday. Patrick said
anonymity. Cecil needs to be on Rackets Friday night shows. I've been on there. I got the invite. Yeah. Friday nights I go out. You know, it's kind of hard. But if I crawl in late enough and I'm so awake, I hop on. But Rackets and Flash are two guys that I streamed with back in like 2017, 2018. Like, you know what I mean? Like all these guys when they were starting out, like same thing. They saw me in the chat. Oh, come on, we'll drink whiskey. You know, fucking.
God, that sounds, dude. That's, you know, I gotta go get my whiskey here in a minute. Patrick T, by the way, says, "What made Cecil decide to attempt to fulfill cash grab? It was a solid business plan before."
I know. Let me tell you something. Well, I had to break my kayfabe. You know, of being like, I you know, the whole story was I was like a bum living on my relative's couch and never had a job, and I did that for years, and then like the book wasn't coming out because I was in the middle of a fucking horrendous divorce.
Yeah,
and my wife decided that even though I launched the book after we were legally separated, and the entire time we were married at the last year. She's like, don't do this. You're an idiot. This will waste money. This is you. So as soon as we got legally separated, I did it. It hit, made a lot of money. She went to her lawyer. Where's my cut?
God, I hate women.
So
you women in the chat, I hope you're listening. I hate you. I hate all you bitch asses.
So yeah, where's my cut? I go of something you actively tried to stop from happening. And it's New York, man. And fucking, I was like, listen, the money got frozen, you know, and I kept telling everybody, oh, I'll be doing it next month because it was during COVID. So it's like, they kept postponing it. All the fucking courts were fucked up. So they're like, oh, we'll give you a settlement on the money. We'll free up the money next month. Next month turned into like 2 years. It went 24 times. They'd be like, oh, you know, like, oh, we'll do this in October. And then they'll be like, you know what, let's do it in January, right after Christmas. We'll go. And I'm like, fuck. And I got to write. And no one knows I'm going through a divorce. They just think I'm fucking around, like not doing the book. Yeah. And I'm like, all the money that I need to produce this book is frozen. Like I can't fucking even touch it. And finally, and thank God, the judge was just like, you have no right to this shit. Like, and I was shocked because other than that, I got completely raped and destroyed.
Dude, like, dude, that's how it is. You'll have a girlfriend, wife, whatever. And you're like, I think I'm going to, like, for example, for me, like, I think I'm going to go like buy like a stock car and try to start racing professionally. And they're like, you're going to fail. You shouldn't do that. You need to focus on your job. You need to do this. You're being a dumbass. You're wasting money. And then a few years later, suddenly you're like racing in a big division and you're making thousands of dollars every weekend. And suddenly they're in your DMs. Hey, so I was thinking, it's like, no, how about you think about eating my asshole? Because I haven't bathed in 7 days. That's the only thing you're getting from me, bitch. Dude, I hate that. Like, especially the fact that it's like, you're not going to make it. And now you're wanting to cut. Dude, that's a shotgun. That's what that is for me. That's shotgun time.
Another part of the thing is like that, why I didn't grow my channel. And now I can, because in November, it got settled like in December. So it's been like 4 or 5 months. It's like where it was settled. But she would monitor every show I was on. And then go to the judge and say, he made a homophobic joke. He made a racist joke. He made it. So like I couldn't do shit on my own channel because she had that shit on lock, and she would sometimes be in the chat.
God, Jesus.
And I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing, you psycho bitch?
God, man, I hate him so much. Carnage says, what's up? Hope you're both doing good. BMI is so dumb. I'm 6'5" and 225, and I'm overweight, considered overweight. That's why you never listen to BMI. That's the biggest scam in the world. Every single person in the gym is overweight based on BMI.
I mean,
$100 super chat. Jesus, Mary Joseph.
Here's let's do a shot for that.
I don't have my damn freaking bourbon up here, but I'll take a swig. I'm gonna go get it here in a little bit. But I have my maid get it. She's here cleaning. So
yeah, dude, vindictive, spiteful somebody. I'm just looking at the chat real fast. It was, dude. It was, you know what I mean? Like it was a fucking nightmare. And here's the other thing. Well, she ended the marriage, which I didn't know that was a fucking. If I owe her anything, it's for doing that because I didn't know I could do that.
Yeah, like
I was a lifer, and she's like, "I want to end it. I'm not happy." I'm like, "That was an option? Like, what the fuck?" I would have done that. So and then some women I know that I'm friends with, including Anna, was like, "You were too happy when she asked for a divorce." And that's what set her off.
Yes.
Because I was like, yes, I really was just like, holy, I was like, I didn't know that was an option. Like, I didn't know that was like on the table. Like, sure. Yeah, let's do that. Let's divorce.
They want to hurt you. They want that. It was never about, it was always, dude, that's the thing is if a girl, now this is obviously we're generalizing a little bit, but if there's a girl and she's like, okay, I don't know if I want to be with you anymore. And you're like, oh, okay, well, that's fine with me. We'll separate and that's fine. They will be like, wait, what? What do you mean? That's fine. And it's like,
well, they want you also ruined. They don't want like you to go on, find someone else or do well. They want you destroyed in rubble because that's their worst like nightmare. It's like breaking up with somebody and they hit the lottery the next day. You're like, you know what I mean? That's what their fucking fear is. So they have to leave you in rubble. But she was smart because she knew she was doing it. And I was helping her start a business at the time. And she took out like hundreds of thousands of dollars in loans. And I was like, well, you know, when we sell the house, we'll pay them off. Like, you got me. You got me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you got me. I was like, take it. So after like almost 3 years of fucking court, and I'm talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars in lawyers' fees, we settled on the exact deal I gave her 10 minutes after we decided.
Yep.
I was like, keep that, keep this, let me go. But I couldn't grow my channel. I couldn't make any books. I was in limbo and my own business was shut down for COVID. So I had no income. I had no I was running off savings, fucking paying a lawyer fucking tens of fucking thousands of dollars every few fucking months. And fucking, I got destroyed. So, but I feel I would sleep in a fucking cardboard box in a fucking alley. And I sleep like a baby than in a bed next to that cunt.
Every story I hear like this just keeps me further away. Torgo, love you, baby. I appreciate you. Rebecca says today's my 10-year anniversary. Any recommendations for music? I would play some Tame Impala while you light some candles. I don't know why, but that makes my penis engorged. I don't really understand it. Wild Red, for the love of God, explain to my CEO why BMI is stupid. BMI is stupid because it does not calculate body composition at all. It basically takes a random person and then they measure your height based on weight and without any like deposits that you would have naturally based on your build and say you're fat or you're not. For example, I'm considered morbidly obese because I weigh like 193 and I'm 5'11", or I'm considered overweight. The Rock, when he weighs 260, he's 6'4", I think. When he weighs 260, 270, he's considered overweight, but he looks like a monster. So
right. He's got zero body fat.
absolutely never, ever look at body fat. By the way, my forbidden love and hidden future ex-wife, Melanie Mack, go boom.
Hey, what's up, Melanie?
2 of my favorite degenerates. Thank you, Melanie. I love you. I appreciate you. I love you passionately. Patrick T says, always file first. Dude, I had Melanie on my stream the other day.
I saw. I was in the chat.
Yeah, she did Fight Milk with Gamer Fuel or G Fuel, whatever, dude. That's way worse than milk.
That's disgusting. It was positively disgusting. Cheers to Melanie for that.
Yeah, probably tastes like ball sweat or something.
I might say, Melanie, I might be in Dallas when Chrissy Mayer is doing her show because I was going to go do the Alex Stein show. He's out in Dallas that same week.
What is what date is that?
I don't know.
Shit, I'll be in. I don't know.
May 6th, maybe May 6th.
I don't know nothing about Texas, but I'll be at Donut Operator. I'm going to the range with him in San Antonio the first week of April. I don't know how close that is to Dallas, Melanie.
It's in Dallas in May, I'm pretty sure.
All right.
So,
sweet. Carrie Davidson says women flat out suck. Sorry that happened to you, Cecil. I agree with you, Carrie. And I love Carrie because she's a woman and she agrees that women are terrible. I love it. That's my favorite kind of woman that knows that women are bad. All across the board.
I mean, there were warning signs. I did marry a stripper in Vegas.
Well, see, now that makes a lot of sense now.
I mean, she has 2 college degrees and a very successful business now. But she was, at the time when we met, she was a stripper, and we did get married in Vegas at the Little White Chapel. So it was.
Well, seems like you. What's the
drugs are involved, Camelot.
Kind of sounds like skydiving without a parachute, but it's fun.
It was fun for a while.
Oh my god! Oh man, Mrs. Bama doctor said her BMI resulted in was obese. Shocking, dude. Yeah, BMI never. There's a reason why no one actually takes BMI seriously, and that's why, because it's a bunch of bullshit. So no more BMI, please. But no, dude. Now look, I'm in a little bit of. I was in a different situation. My ex-wife just told me she didn't love me anymore, and then she left, and that was pretty much the end of it. I mean, a few months later, I signed some paperwork that she gave to me. And I read through it, of course.
She probably just got to know you.
Yeah. 7 years. Cecil. Anyways, so I signed the paper. It said our possessions had already been split, and we just, didn't see eye to eye or something was the reason. And I signed it, and then that was it. We were divorced, and no money ever changed hands. It was pretty slick. So.
Oh, dude. Yeah. Everything happened. That's beautiful. But I like, she ran up every card. Like she knew. Like she knew, like, it was one person had inside information, she was like planning. We took out, second mortgages, money against to start her business. Then she's like, let's get a divorce. And it was just like, I'm never getting this money back.
Nope.
And I could. And the guy, my lawyer's like, it's 3 years. You want to do this for 5 years and owe me fucking $200,000, or do you want to just fucking be free? I'm like, whatever can be done the quickest. I'm like, give her whatever the fuck she wants. And she just kept delaying it because she's like, well, he's satisfied with whatever that is. So
I need more.
I need him not to be like, I just wanted out. So I was like, give her whatever the fuck she wants. But when she came to the comic book money, I was like, absolutely not. I was like, I cannot give her fucking money that she tried to stop me from making. I was like, I will refund everybody. If the judge comes out and says I have to give her half, I'd hit the button to refund everybody.
Yep. That would be the right course of action. And it's just it's stories like that that make me stay away. I'm just like, no, I can't do. If I ever went that route again, I wouldn't get the government involved. I would be like, we'll do a ceremony. You will be my wife, and that'll be what we do. But that's it. Nothing.
That's what it is. It's like it's the government getting involved.
Yep.
And I don't know. I'm not a big government guy, so I don't want fucking them involved in my. Whoa, sorry,
dude.
I was gonna send you a picture of my wedding in Vegas just to see how ridiculous. See, but you can't share it though. I don't want to.
No, dude. It's like, I mean, there's a reason. There's 80% of divorces are filed and pursued by women. Like, well,
they're financially incentivized, and it can be as simple as I'm not happy. So now your job is to live your life, provide, and keep somebody happy. Here's the catch: you can never make a woman happy.
Yeah,
so you're going to fail at this job because it's you know what I mean? Here's the catch: your job is to make her happy. Here's the catch: she ain't ever gonna be fucking happy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She was not from a good family. She the whole time we were together, she never drove anything fucking other than a brand new Mercedes. We lived in a fucking 5-bedroom fucking in New York real estate. That's a lot of fucking money. Like, we were living, we were going to yacht clubs, country clubs, like the fucking thing. There's a girl from fucking grew up in a 2-bedroom apartment with a big family in Queens. She was not fucking from money, but man, she adjusted to the lifestyle fucking quick. And I'm from, you know, a middle class family myself. I made my money too. So I started a business when I was young, and it kind of hit. So
yeah, dude, the scary thing is too, a lot of people don't know this. A lot of people don't understand how like divorces work because they've never been through one, or they haven't researched it. There is actual situations, and this happens often, where a man, like a husband, can catch his wife cheating on him in their own bed, file for divorce, and still lose half of his shit because infidelity clauses aren't really a thing, or they're never upheld in court. A woman can actually get caught cheating and then file for divorce to leave for that other man and still get half the shit. Like it's insane. What
about the fact that 1/3 of the men in this country are raising a kid that they think is theirs and it isn't?
Oh, dude, that's a really crazy statistic.
1/3. Yeah, 1/3, and they find this out from. They've been finding out these numbers from these. What the fuck is that called? 23andMe and shit.
Yeah,
where the kid does the thing and the father's not in the family.
Yeah. So yeah, that's actually a good point, and I saw that actually a couple weeks ago. It's something like 31% of men
think they're raising a kid that's not there. So
their kid was actually a product of them or their wife cheating, and
basically 1 in 3 guys. That is not fucking. It's fucking insane.
Yeah,
it's insane.
It's one of the craziest stats you'll hear. Only slightly crazier than the white girls and the German shepherds. So.
I hope that's not as widespread. I think people just like talking about it a lot, but I don't know how wide.
It's like a couple percent, but what people don't understand is that still counts for millions of women. Like there is millions of women in this country that's getting duked over by their German Shepherd dogs, and I'm like,
are there millions of German Shepherds? I don't know. I don't. I have almost no faith in humanity as it is right now, Camelot. I just don't have. I don't want to think about that.
When your wife leaves you for a German Shepherd, God, every time, dude, every time. That's why you don't date white women. All right, don't date them.
You know what a German Shepherd would say about those girls? These bitches ain't loyal.
that you have to sacrifice. You got to get a Latina girl, but unfortunately, they'll slit your throat if you even look at another woman, like in a 7-Eleven. It's terrifying.
Here's the problem, and I have West Coast guys tell me it's the same problem on the West Coast. In New York, we have something called Puerto Ricans. In California, you guys have something called Mexicans, which are bombshells from about 18 to 29. They are like little Jessica Rabbits running around, all hips and ass. And then when they hit 30, they turn into refrigerator boxes. And they look like linebackers. That's why like J-Lo is like the god of all fucking Puerto Rican women, because she's like in her 50s, but she's got like a fucking team of scientists and scaffolding and fucking there must be 24-hour maintenance going on.
Dude, she's the meme of Homer where like all of his back is like taped and tied together to make it look thin on the front. That's literally J-Lo, yeah.
Yeah, she goes in the bathroom. It sounds like NASCAR pit. It's like, I'm getting ready, Ben.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah, dude, that's wild as hell, man. Oh my god, it is wild how she's still like really attractive. And you look at Madonna now. Granted, Madonna's like 70 something, and damn,
64.
Dude, she looks like an alien, like a straight up alien. Like what the hell happened?
I mean, like, all right, here. She looks like a goddamn sentient catcher's mitt.
God. Woo. When do you say that enough is enough? Damn, lady. God, she's held together with like freaking super glue and shit now. If the wind blows, she's going to just burst into freaking blood and bone.
And then, her face just keeps getting more and more swollen, and it's so bizarre.
Oh my God, dude. Yeah. Speaking of swollen. Speaking of swollen, we are 6'10" from Fight Milk already. That's quick as hell, thanks to them that one pink and one red boy freaking flaunting in the chat, flexing on everybody. I appreciate you guys for your support. Get the hell on it, doggone it. And speaking of swollen, let's talk about VITO, dude. So let me pull this up real quick. So if you guys don't know who VITO is, he is a creator, and I think what I found him through was I found him through this YouTube series he did. I think he was the one that did the series on Star Wars, the new trilogy. And he did this series, and it was really well done. It was really, really well done. And I was like, damn, dude. So, that's how I found out that he existed. Well, turns out he had a weird take when he reviewed Cuties back in the day. And I might be misrepresenting this, but this is generally what happened. He said he supported it, enjoyed it, and then he said he thought 16-year-old girls like made him horny, and implied that even younger makes him horny as well, which obviously is extremely gross, right? So we can all agree on that. Well, he had a take on Twitter yesterday, and he ended up blocking me over all of this for whatever damn reason. But the whole shtick is, and I'll tell you what the shtick is here in a second. The whole point of all of this is people called him like a pedo. And
well, that's how he got on my radar. Is he was the guy who was defending the movie Cuties.
Yeah. And he basically he was his defense. People started calling him a pedo because I think he thought he had a legitimate take or whatever, but people started calling him a pedo. So instead of him saying, whoa, hold on, he leaned into it because like he thought it was a comedy bit. That's how he thought he could like kind of squash it, but he's not good at like the punchline of the bit. So he just keeps calling himself a pedo online every day.
And also, he looks like
that doesn't help at all.
Like, you know what I mean? You see a guy, you'd be like, that guy's not. When this guy's like, yeah, I like little girls, you're like, I believe you.
Yeah. So he just kept saying like, yeah, I'm a pedo, and I'm like, that's really weird. And then there's this discussion pops up, and it says having basic empathy for non-offending pedophiles will ultimately lead to less child abuse. The fact that this is a controversial take is a sad reminder that we still live in an intellectual dark age. What he's saying is there's people that are attracted to children, but they don't act on it, so they shouldn't be looked down upon, which I completely disagree. If you are attracted to children, you have something wrong with you. So, he responds to this other guy after being questioned on it, saying non-offending means that we understand breaking the existing laws is a no-no. And the issue here, the issue here is one, he says we, which means himself is a pedophile, and two, he conflates abusing children to a no-no. And
also it's just that law that's the problem.
Yeah,
like, there's an existing law. If there was no law, then it wouldn't be a problem.
What he's implying is that if there wasn't a law, he would be just going ham on children right now. That's what he's implying. And instead of like even correcting himself, he just doubles down. So I didn't even respond to him. I responded to him once. And
here's what I would say to him if I have to take anything, and be like, I guess I appreciate non-offending.
Yeah, I guess
better than like good, like good for you. Yeah. I mean, it is better, right? I mean, if you do have that kind of fucking thoughts, and you're like, hey, but I'm still a moral person, even though I'm having this, I recognize it won't do. Good for you, I guess. It's still fucking scary as fuck that you're out there, but there's too many people who are acting on it. So like, let's get those guys up against the wall first.
Yeah. And so for some reason, he blocks me today, and he deletes every reply in the thread because I wasn't even responding to him at all. I didn't care. And he replied in my thread 11 times without me even saying anything. And then, and then he kept saying he didn't care. Like, I don't care about this controversy. And I'm like, then I retweeted when he said that. And I was like, is that why you replied 10 times in my thread? And then he blocked me, deleted all of his replies on every one of my threads, and just blocked me and blocked everyone that he talked to. And I'm like, look, I get it. If that's your shtick, that's your comedy bit, is that you're like a cringy pedophile guy, I guess, and it's all supposed to be not taken seriously, at least don't start blocking people, because that is immediate guilt and weirdness. Like, you don't block people. I never block people. I blocked like I think 3 or 4 people ever, and that was because they were doxing me and threatening to cut my head off and posting pictures of my house. I'm like, yeah, I'll probably block this person. But not just somebody that like calls you a pedo and then you defend it for some reason. It's just really weird. The sad thing is, if Vito would have kept on his course with the content that I saw him start with, he'd probably be at like 1 million subs. But like,
what was his thing? He really only came on my radar as the guy who liked cuties.
Yeah, he was doing movie reviews, and he did some for the new trilogy for Star Wars, I believe.
He had a good take on it or a bad take?
They were like an hour long, and I watched them, and they were fantastic. He did a really, really good job. They were funny. They were good. And I was like, damn.
So is he doing a joke that's just not landing?
Yes,
is that it?
That's the point.
So are you worried that he actually does like kids, or you're just like, he's just bombing at this joke and he doesn't know how to fucking pull out of this tailspin?
It could go either way. Like, so I'm thinking, he just is committing to the joke and just really bad at doing it. He's not good. There's no punchline. He's just like, I'm a pedo. And then like, or he is a pedo, because like in the replies he has very like pointed, concise, deliberate takes, and people have like replies from years ago, and he's like trying to analyze and scientifically point out how pedophilia is good. And I'm like, I feel like so like either it's an elaborate joke that is just not. I would never joke about this subject matter. I would pick a different thing, but it's an elaborate.
You could tell to do a running joke about it is not. You could tell a joke. Like, I heard a joke the other day. It's like, oh, my 10-year-old brother. My 10-year-old brother found my porn stash, and you know this joke.
Yeah.
And it's like he really liked it. The good news is he likes girls his own age. Some shit. It's some fucking shit. Now you can tell. Now you could say a joke like that, and it'd be like it's poor taste, but it's a one-off. It's a joke, and then you don't spend the rest of your life talking about that subject. You just made a fucking off-color dark joke.
Yeah, I make jokes all the time that are freaking dark, but I don't like to touch the pedophilia one. That's weird to me. It's a weird thing
to be known for too. It's like that's how I know him. He's the guy who likes cuties, and I'm just like,
I went back after the first. It was like a year ago where I saw this kind of like surface, and I went to his channel, and I was like, holy shit, it's the guy that did that he did really good videos, and I'm like, why is he doing this right now? And now everybody knows him as the pedo guy. And I'm like, that sucks. You just did a terrible job. Like, you could have been known as the guy that does decent content. And like, now you're the guy that's just pedo. And
he didn't know how to handle criticism. Maybe he actually did like the movie and he got angry. And instead of making a sound argument as to why, hey, you know what, maybe the subject matter is uncomfortable, but I liked it, or whatever the fuck he could have done. Yeah. And instead he doubled down and thrashed about. And it's mostly whether people can handle criticism. Everybody can handle praise.
Yeah.
But it's what you do when you're being questioned and called on the carpet. Can you win people over? Not even to agree with you, but to understand where you're coming from. Be like, I don't agree with you, but I hear what you're saying. You made an argument that made. But some people just hate being questioned at any level that they just flip out and they just spurg out, which it seems like this guy probably did.
Yeah. Chris Colo with a $10 super chat. I love you, dude. He said he's adding to the Fight Milk Good Fund. Monkey Man. Thank you, my friend.
What is the Fight Milk Fund? What does that mean?
That's the goal for Fight Milk.
What is the goal? What's the number?
1,000.
Oh, wow.
1,000. That's it was the design. I designed it to where I wouldn't hit it very often, and then CAMELCAST happened, and these people are freaking maniacs, and we hit it every single stream. So every new guest is like goggling on. Jeremy did hot dogs for some reason. I don't really know why you would do that, but he did.
I have. Should I announce what I'm having or?
Yeah. So you said you do.
I have a carton of egg whites.
Yes, which is like basically just cum consistency. So you're just gonna do egg whites, and
I'll have a glass of jizz with a shot of bourbon.
Yes. So he's gonna do jizz milk and bourbon, and I'm just gonna do normal Fight Milk. So
maybe I won't even add milk. Maybe I'll just do just the egg white and bourbon.
The heroes Fight Milk.
It'll be like Friday night all over again.
The wrong throbber, Russell. Yeah, dude. So dude, it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's a fun goal that these maniacs keep making me do. And people keep saying, I'll have people DM me and they're like, you should probably raise that goal, dude. And I'm like, I've already committed to the grift.
That was a lot of money.
Yeah, that's too much. That's too damn much.
Turn
So I
the
appreciate you
gain
guys.
down on my mic. Am I okay? Hold on.
It sounds fine to me, but
What if I just push it? Maybe I'm too close. How's that?
That sounds great. But again, thanks to Carnage Undone. Remember Carnage Undone for your $100 super chat. Don't listen to BMI. They're a bunch of bitches. All right, all of the BMI bitches are bitches. But dude, we got to talk about my favorite subject matter. Real
Turn
quick.
the gay down. Somebody told me.
The gate.
I can. I'm trying,
dude. So let me ask you about your dating life, because I know you've been around the block, right? I can tell when you interact with women. I'm like, yeah, he's been around the block. He knows how to dump loads.
Well, I was I'm engaged to a porn star now. I don't know if you watch Chrissy Mayer's show.
Oh my! Now, dude, I was very disappointed in you. If you guys weren't watching, so Chrissy Mayer had, was it The Wet Spot? What was the show?
On the Wet Spot. Yeah,
she has a spot. Yeah, she had a girl on. What's her name?
Holly Hendricks.
Yes, and she was like, "Hey, somebody eat my ass live on the stream," and Cecil would not eat her ass.
Well, what happened was Chrissy put her porns on the screen inside the studio, because it's a pay-per-view show. It's an adult show, so you can do that on that channel. She's a keeper, says John Malin. So she just throws her leg over me because I'm sitting next to her on the panel, and just starts masturbating to her own movies. And at that point I said, wow, who is this gal? You know, you're a little bit of sunshine, aren't you? So she then starts getting undressed and asked me. I had first dibs. Do you want to eat my asshole? Was what she said. And I said, I'm going to have to pass. This mask is not big enough for me to do that on camera. I need one of those Mickey Mouse heads, maybe. But there was a kid in the audience who stepped forward, who his voice was just like the teenager on The Simpsons. He's like, oh, I'll do it. Yeah. And sure enough, he came over and did the deed.
I would have done it. So I was like, when I heard that you didn't do it, I was like, what the fuck? I would have, if I was there, I'd ate that girl's ass. I don't give a damn who it is. Now, granted, look, it depends. Now, she looks decent. So yeah, I'd ate her ass. But like, if she was like VITO size, no, I ain't eat her ass.
No. She, I mean, you should look up her work. I
already did. Already been there. Immediately.
It's pretty hardcore. So we she then started making out with one of the other girls on the set. Then I made out with her a little bit, and now she said we're engaged and she wants to get married.
Carnage Undone says it's because Warehouse HR is doing physicals and they told me to lose weight even though I'm the skin. What? Lord Zero, are you silencing VITO in the chat, Lord Zero? Don't freaking silence VITO, you goober. Thank you so much, Carnage. I love you. I appreciate you. VITO jumped in our chat. He's like, bring me on. He said, bring me on, coward. Keep in mind, this guy blocked me on Twitter.
Where is he? He's in the chat?
He was, but he got banned immediately. You're supposed to let him talk.
Honestly, I wouldn't eat that thing off camera, says Russell Hill. Well, we'll see.
Oh man. Oh.
She wants to hang out. She wants to hang out while she's in New York. So
you should do that, dude. You should do that. Just do it. Fuck it. Eat her ass for real. You like, look, this is the way I look at it. If a girl, a porn star, people like eating, like I feel like strippers and porn stars are going to have easily the cleanest asses and like just best hygiene possible because it's their job. Right. And like, I don't feel like, a girl that's been with like 3, 4, 5 dudes, no one's told her about the stank yet because, she's still learning.
So you're like, well, rental cars are always cleaner than my friends' cars.
Well, they do keep them buried. Dude, right. My Mustang's terrible. I never even drive it. And it looks like freaking somebody dumped a load of trash in that bitch. Yeah, dude, no, that's my opinion on it. No, I definitely won't bring VITO on. It's not gonna happen. You don't block me on Twitter and then ask me to come on. That's dumb. That's back ass retarded. I would have brought him on before though. But no, not now.
Someone said AIDS though.
You don't get AIDS from ass licking. I don't think. Do you get AIDS from ass licking, Cecil? You're more experienced than I am.
I haven't so far.
Oh, okay.
It's not my go-to move.
Cecil's like, that's not where I got my AIDS from. Actually,
I'd rather eat a vagina than an asshole if I'm being honest.
Now look, it depends on the hygiene. I do both.
All right.
Do both. Do both.
I may have to tag you in at some point.
I don't give a
I'll crawl over to the corner.
Oh my God. Feel free, Shanny, by the way, to snap me whatever you want to snap me. I love you. Russell Hall says, you just want the cream filling. Dude, I love it. I don't give a damn. Dude, I don't know what it is. The older I get, the more I'm like, you know what? I'll just put every inch of my tongue on that whole body. I don't care. Bottoms of the feet, don't care. It's like weird. I think I'm just getting more degenerate as I get older.
You think?
And dude, I'm just so excited to get to 39 years old like you, and then see how degenerate I am. Which is weird because you didn't eat her ass, so I'm all kinds of confused about everything.
I'm not eating a girl's asshole on
You know how many people would have been furious? How many regular hookup girls I have that you ate her ass on? Oh, I wouldn't give a damn, but sorry, I had to do it. I was asked politely by the porn star, eat my ass, and I'm like, okay, well, I will do it right now. You know, and well, you let a random audience person do it in your stead. That's like sending your soldiers off to die when you're able-bodied.
Listen, I also hire landscapers to cut my lawn, so you know.
Oh my God, that's rough, dude. Yeah, I was. If it's clean, it's clean. Yeah, I would have been.
She's a fun chick. We're gonna see if she's gonna be on a Jack show this Thursday.
Oh, that'd be fun. What if
she might be shooting a scene though Thursday?
What if she pulls her boobies out? That's scary. You could get fired.
Well, that's the whole thing. So I said, you don't have to, come over my house or anything. You could do it from your laptop, and she's like, I want to come over your house. So I was like, I might like rent a suite in Manhattan and do the show from there. I'll meet her there. I'm not gonna make her come to my house.
If a porn star was like just really acted like she was really interested, I just had to hit it once. Because
she's acting interested. I'll give her that.
Do it, man. Just don't fall for a little ass. Right. But you better eat her ass when you do it for real though.
All right.
Yeah, are you not into that?
Eating her ass?
No, just any girl, any woman's ass.
I mean, it's all heat of the moment, I don't. It's not a planned thing. It's not like
that's true. You're
order the ass.
That's very true because like if you're objective and you're not thinking about it at the time, but then when it gets in your face from like like eating it from the back, like you're just like, oh, dude, I'm gonna go up an inch.
It's I call an audible on such things. I'm not gonna
I'll just go up an inch.
It's definitely not an everyday. It's something you don't have it's like a creme brulee or something. So you don't order it all the time.
My God. Yeah, well, I'm a degenerate, I guess. I'm just down for whatever. By the way, guys, like the stream in honor of CECIL and my degeneracy, please. And 100 from Naked Snake already. Thanks to Mr. Carnage Undone, the top dog. We're ripping our PPs off and putting them back on with super glue. I appreciate you. It's not toxic, thank God. That's why I super glue all my cuts, because it's not toxic, man. But tell me about dating, man. So this is the time where I want to talk about dating. So tell me your experiences versus being younger versus being older. What dating apps have done to it, if anything, social media. What's different from back when you were younger?
I was married pretty much. I missed the whole social. I missed the whole dating apps thing.
Yeah.
I was married during the heyday of that. I was
they're around now. Patrick, what's up, baby? Now you can download it right now, Cecil, and start swiping.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like, I do better. I close. Like I sell. I sell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not exactly what everybody's looking for, but I got to make you laugh. I make a chick laugh, and we're good.
Yeah.
Like I got to.
I can see that. I totally see that.
I'm not shy. Like so I'll talk to girls and I don't take not interested to heart. It's a numbers game.
Yeah. If you're not used to getting rejected, you're not going to be prepared for that life.
Yeah, I know. But I was like that when I was young. I did always, punched way above my weight class with chicks. I always had better looking girls than I deserved because I was just outgoing, funny, and fucking. I never stopped. And
it works. It works as long as you're not like 400 pounds. Like if you like look half-ass decent as a guy, and you can walk up and just have good conversations, have fun conversations, like that's golden. Because like I look like a goober in real life, right? And girls, I'll just get around them and talk to them, and it just works out, you know. And it's not like I'm trying to. I'm not like being disingenuous. I'm just being me.
Well, you're a good-looking guy too, you know. So it's like you have to like I'm going in there like they're already giving me the side eye, like, all right, what's this fucking guy? But if I can make them fucking Holly Hendricks is 4'10". That's true. She's a little. So yeah, you got half the battle. You're a handsome fella, so you know you already got them already. The doors open. I gotta like kick that door in with some jokes and fucking, you know, I wear them down. You got a good passing game where you could throw bombs and I have to grind for every inch to get a first down.
Grind for every. No, dude. Like, so once they get in the bedroom and they see my pee, they're like, "Oh fuck!" But they're already
too late.
They're already here, you know. So you might hop on and get
not
out.
No backsies.
Patrick says, "Who is this dude? He's kind of weird." That's it. Yes, he is. I agree. His name is CECIL. He's my boy. Part of the Flashcast, Jack Show, all those things. We've drank
Comicsgate.
Yeah, we've drank a lot in real life together.
Yes.
So go sub to his channel. CECIL says, by the way, it's in the description. Of course.
And I will be doing a Tuesday night show starting next Tuesday, every Tuesday.
You should call it the See You Next Tuesday show.
See you next Tuesday with CECIL. Okay. CECIL you next Tuesday.
Yeah, dude. So you dated when you'd obviously dated when you were younger, and then you've dated when you were older, right? After your divorce?
Right now, I mean, here's the other thing. I'm not really shot out of a cannon. Like I hate to sound so fucking cynical, but like, I can't like hear your story, man. I just,
yeah.
Like I have a few girls that I met that were just all about like, hey, when we're in New York, we're going to hook up and that's beautiful. You know what I mean? It's every couple weeks. It's perfect. And I barely know anything about them. Like we just go out, we hang out in the city, then we go back to the room. Like it's very, very, very like that. Like, but I hate to be cynical, maybe because I'm out of a divorce, but like, I can't hear about your kids. I can't hear, like, I will fucking, it'll be like being in like high school biology again. I'm just going to zone out and I'm like, is this going to be on a test later? Like, I just don't care. Like maybe I will, but right now I'm just an asshole. And I just don't care. Like, I don't want to hear your problems. I don't want to know about you. I don't want to hear. I don't want to meet your mother. I don't want to meet your friends. I don't want to fucking hear your problems. I don't want to you know what I mean? I'm a little bit shell shocked a little. So I guess I'm kind of an asshole. I know that's not a nice way to be right now. So
I honestly feel like 100% that works. Like if you're legitimate,
it kind of does.
As long as you're not disingenuous about it. Like I'll tell girls day one. I'll meet them, talk to them through text or whatever. And I'll be like, hey, I just want to let you know. Because they usually bring up the question first. You know how girls are. And I'll be like, just want to let you know that I do not do relationships. Not looking for anything like that. I'm looking for people to hang out with and have a good time. And they always are like, okay, cool. And then we end up hooking up like a day later or that day. Like every single time. It's almost like maybe they respect it.
They do. And they're also like, they also love the indifference because now it's like, you know what? He says that, but my pussy's so great.
Yeah. I was about to say that.
Yep. They all think they got the bomb pussy. That's gonna be like, he says that now, but he'll be chasing after my ass.
Every guy loves me. He'll love me for sure. And then when you stop talking to him, they lose their shit. Right. They're like, how dare you make me fall in love with you?
But it only really works when it's genuine. Like,
yeah,
you know, when you're like, I'm going to pretend not to like this guy, you end up fucking up your game. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but right now it's as genuine as it can be. Like, I'm just kind of like, I'm indifferent. I'm like, hey, you're cool, man. We have fun. I do genuinely like you, but if we never talk again, I'm cool with that too.
Yeah. And that's where my friends run into problems. Like I'll have friends in real life and they're like, dude, I can't like hang out with girls. I can never really get to like a date, like position or opportunity. And I'm like, it's because you're trying so hard because you end up catching feelings every time. I have a friend that falls in love with every girl he like hangs out with after 1 or 2 dates. He's like, she's so great and amazing. And I'm like, dude, you're fucking doing it again. Stop doing this. Like, because of course the girl will stop talking to him like after 2 or 3 dates. She's like, oh God, I don't want to be, this dude's already in love with me. And I have like 9 guys on the side, right? Like, but if you show zero interest, and you got to be genuine about it too. Like, it's not a game for me. I just don't, and I'm not interested.
No, but you'd be totally honest. I think it's complete bullshit to tell somebody like, hey, blah, 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 I really have a connection with you when you don't. Yeah. That's fucking borderline evil. It's unnecessary. Yeah. It's not a cool thing to do to a girl. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? It is kind of a bullshit thing to do. So I'm like,
I agree. And that's the issue is women, like whether it's evil or not, which I agree with you that it is, women will still at the end of the game, when you're like, oh, you don't talk to him anymore because you're kind of moved on. There's a lot of girls out there, not all of them, but there's a lot of girls that will immediately be like, I hate you. You're an asshole. You took advantage of me. And I'm like, what the fuck? No, I told you from day one what this was going to be. And they're like, yeah, well, you were so sweet to me though. So I thought it was going to be different. And I'm like, no, I was just sweet to you because I'm nice. Like in the moment, I'm like, if you're hanging out with me, I'll be really respectful and nice to you. But like,
yeah, I don't like being mean to people. Like, I don't think it's necessary. But like, but when you actually, it's just fucking the way it is. If you're crazy about a girl, you're dead in the water. If you're completely indifferent, this chick's gonna love you like you fucking never. That's the way of the world. You know what I mean? It's always been that way.
You gotta have a good balance there. Like, maybe you like her a little bit, and then because you gotta keep it. It's like a tug of war thing. As soon as you start falling head over heels, and you're bringing her food at 3 a.m. and here, baby, you're doing all this shit for her, she gone. You're like, I don't want to do this anymore. It's not as fun or interesting, or it's not like it used to be.
Most girls are very insecure. So if you like them, they're like, what's wrong with him? Why would he like me? I'm no good.
Yeah.
What's wrong with him for like it's fucking crazy, but that's what it is. And then if you don't pay that much attention, they go the other way. They're like, doesn't he know how fucking great I am? What the fuck is wrong with this guy? I'll get, that it's the fucking schizo shit, but don't chase after a chick. Like
nope.
It's ladies' choice, man.
That's like literally dating 101. Do not try.
There's another one. Yeah. There's another one out there. Like, don't fucking get hung up on just, some chick in your office or some shit and fucking there's other offices with other chicks in them.
What is it? 75% of relationships start at the place of work where two people work. Like, just break that mold and you'll be great. And like there are when my ex-wife left, every day, like within a week of her leaving, every day I was hanging out with a new girl. And I had never even been in the dating game. I was with her since I was a teenager. Right.
If Kamala believes any of what Cecil said, I don't know what to say.
I believe all of it.
What did I say was controversial?
You said something about having a 9-inch penis.
No, I didn't. I most certainly did not.
Dude.
That's a verifiable lie. They'd be like, excuse. I go, oh, you use freedom units. I metric.
I have a question because I asked almost everybody this, and me and Zia kind of went back and forth on it.
Zia's my little pal. I like running into her in New York and stuff.
I love Zia. Yeah, she's great. But I have a question. So, by the way, 90 from Naked Snake and 20 likes from 500. Believe that shit? Already? Damn. Cecil bringing the power today, the grift. So, I have a question. Would you
I don't understand the chat. I just look over. I'm not even reading it. I just look over. Everything Cecil says is a lie.
I don't even know what you lied about.
I don't know. I'm not even saying.
Yeah. It's probably going back to the thing where it's like, I know girls that like when you try, and it's like, yeah, that's why you're not with them, right? No. So
you do like girls? You know girls that like when you try?
Are they 400 pounds?
I don't think. No, girls are like repulsed by fucking interest, and everything's a fucking dichotomy because women fucking attention is their goddamn oxygen.
Yeah,
and you don't want to give them the oxygen; you want to starve them of their oxygen.
Yep.
They want attention. Do not give them because that's how it becomes more important to them.
Dude, if you don't give, let's say you're dating a girl or you're hooking up every now and then. And you're hooking up for like a month or two, and somewhere randomly in the second month, after kind of treating her like a human, like normal, because that's what a lot of women.
Listen, it's also exhausting to keep up the front. Like, I got to keep pretending I don't like this person. I do like this person. So it's like, can I just drop? And the second you drop your guard and be like, "Hey, I really like you," they're like, "Boring." Next, you're like, "Motherfucker."
But if you're in a relationship with somebody, or you're even dating for, let's say, a long period of time, a couple months, and you're just treat them like a human, and then randomly within that 2-month mark, 3-month mark, give them a compliment completely out of character for you. Be like, "You look really nice today." They will shit blood and climb on top of you and rip the drawers off because they haven't heard it yet. And then they're always fighting for that moment again. You don't overload it with that. You just do every once in a while.
Now you use a term for something as a positive that I've never heard. They will shit blood. That is a symptom of Ebola. I don't know why you're using that.
I'm just saying. Dude, I'm telling you, man, shit's slippery too. No, but God, man.
How about shit rainbows or something? Like, shit blood is fucking, that is bleak.
No, dude. So here's my question before I forget, because I will freaking forget if I don't ask. Let's say there's a hypothetical situation and you're interested in relationships with women. If the said woman does OnlyFans, are you okay with that?
I mean, because I'm not getting married ever again, I guess so. Like, I also dated strippers. Like, most of my I had uncles who ran like 4 strip clubs in Manhattan growing up. So like, I was like in a crazy situation, where sometimes for years at a time, I only dated strippers. Like, and so I never was like a jealous type. Like, I didn't care. Like, I just like hot girls that were fun and would do drugs and party because I was a little bit out of my fucking mind.
Yeah.
Obviously, and I married one of them. But so that was never really an issue. And I guess kind of like, I haven't been to a strip club in I don't even know when. I went Anna and Yellow Flash a couple of years ago.
I've been to 2 strip clubs recently.
Yeah, but I mean, other than that, like, I haven't been in a decade. So, and yeah, so I guess like OnlyFans is the new strip club, kind of. I don't know. Would it bother me? No, I mean, yeah, like if I plan on marrying a girl, yeah, because I'd be like, so you're special, you're this, but like a gas station attendant could see your pussy for $4.99.
Yeah,
is what I mean? It kind of devalues the.
So you wouldn't marry, but you'd date a girl like that.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't, and I wouldn't give her shit for it. Like, I just,
of course,
in the state of mind I am right now, I'm like very like, do your own thing. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like,
so
right now, would it bother me at all? Probably not. No.
Yeah, I agree. No, so I don't disagree with that.
If I caught feelings and wanted to marry her, or like, but I mean, that's not really where my brain is. So if I did, would it then bother me? Probably. I'd be like, yeah, I'm not, but right now,
that's why I said like it's like hypothetical, because I'm not getting married. But if I was to commit to a woman, yeah, I'd be like, yeah, you're not doing OnlyFans. Sorry. That's not going to be a thing. Like, no, right. And I don't feel like that's an unreasonable request, like, because you don't need to do OnlyFans, because I don't need help on finances. If you want to do OnlyFans, it's because you're wanting to do it for attention. Well, I want my own money and my own independence. You don't get my money and your money.
If I had a choice, I would say no. I'd rather not. But I mean, would it be like a deal? Like for the type of dating I'm doing right now, would it be a deal breaker? Not at all. I'd be like, whatever.
Yeah, no, dude, I agree 100%. Dude, I've hooked up with girls so many times that have done OnlyFans or something to that nature. Don't have a problem with that. I'm saying for like the serious deals, yeah, I wouldn't be about that.
Yeah, I would already know in my head that this is going to go nowhere, so I'd be like, whatever. It's fine. And I'm friends with girls that have OnlyFans, and I know them,
Yeah,
and they're all cool. Like I like, hey, you want to do that? That's your life.
Yeah, I was talking to Zia, and I told her the same thing. I was like, yeah, I would absolutely not date a girl with an OnlyFans, like in a relationship. And she's level headed. She doesn't take it in a weird way. She's like, oh, okay, yeah, I understand your point. Zia, I'm pretty sure she does OnlyFans. Dude, I would balls deep Zia in a
You're
heart.
pretty sure, yeah, she does OnlyFans.
Dude, I would balls deep, and like, but that's what I do, like nowadays in life. That's kind of where, like you said, my head's at. Matt Hep says OnlyFans can't be the new strip club. It's more shame, less smell, not fun at all. I'll be honest, strip club women smell like Jesus, and their skin is so soft. Now, and I'm talking about if Jesus smelled good and didn't smell like a sweaty, like unbathed guy.
Well,
I'm saying Jesus in a positive.
Jesus did not have body odor. Come on.
Oh, well, he is too holy to have body odor. Bean T went through high school figuring out girls weren't into me. Then I graduated and realized 4 girls asked me out in high school. Yeah, you don't have that filter. Dude, girls will be like, I like you. And you're like, what do you mean? And then they're like, never mind. You're like, oh, okay. Dude, I was so dumb when I was a kid, which is a great thing to bring up. So I was a dumbass when I was a kid, Cecil. You probably was a dumbass too when we were teenagers. Just dumb. I think
you ain't doing so great as an adult, Cam. I mean,
when I was 13 to 16, 18 even, I was a dumb son of a bitch. I remember thinking back to then, I'm like, God, I was stupid. How did I even make it this far in life? And then I realized that there's children out there there's children currently right now out there being pushed by psychiatrists, doctors, and their own parents into like changing their gender.
Yeah.
That is insane, dude. The reason I say that is not because of the children, their state of mind or their life.
No,
I just put myself in the situation, and I'm like, God,
your brain is not working at that age. It's insane. It's insane. It's like, yeah, we are living in a time where they have to make laws, and states are making laws that you can't do sex changes on like children.
Yep.
And it's like, we had to write a law for this. Like, is this really how far we've gotten? Like, and then the states that are doing it, people are like, they're monsters. They're just like Hitler for fucking stopping sex. It's like, and here's the thing. It's like the criteria. I mean, I grew up in New York, so I knew, gay, trans people my whole fucking life.
Yeah.
But when a trans person was a trans person, you actually knew they were, because even though they were 30 years old, it took them 6 years to get approved for the fucking, and these were adults. People in their 30s would have to wait 6 years and go through psychological batteries and all this shit before they would ever get the approval for the surgery.
Yeah.
Now they're like green lighting fucking infants.
Yeah, it's like that one guy.
Insane.
There was a man on TikTok, and he's like huge on TikTok, obviously, because it's TikTok. Yeah. And he's like, my son came up to me and had a doll in his hand. He's 3 years old, and he's like, and I looked at him and I was like, "Are you a girl?" And his son looked at me and with a smile on his face, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, you're a girl." And ever since then, he's lived his life as a girl. And I'm like, "Oh my God, he's 3 years old." I walked around with Barbies when I was a kid, and I made him get naked and like smash and shit.
Yeah. It's like, oh, look, what's your favorite color, Johnny? Pink. Cut his dick off. Snap. Yeah. Fucking what?
There has to be some kind of regulation. And look, I have no problem with anybody from that group.
Here's the thing. The parents are the mentally ill ones, because they're fucking, well, that was like, I mean, it's not an original thought, but it's the Munchausen by proxy is probably, there's probably no cases of it anymore, because they're all just doing the trans thing.
Yep.
There's probably none of that, like poisoning your kids. They're just like, I want attention for something with my kid. Trans. It's like, so my daughter likes playing with trucks. Where, when are we scheduling her mastectomy?
Yeah, it is literally just for the attention that the parents get, because the parents, when they start doing this, they'll start posting it all over social media as hard as
this is a badge of honor, like, I'm a trans parent. I'm like, fuck. It's like,
like the percentage of people that are maybe born intersex or fall into that category for the last 50 years, right, was like below 1%, way below it. And suddenly during Gen Z, like of last year, it's 20%. That is impossible. Like, it's not. It's the gothic kids, but you can wipe off eyeliner, but you can't reattach your freaking tits, man.
Now there's a girl, and she's getting like death threats and everything. I mean, it was weird. When I was driving down to DC to meet up with Alex Stein when we like raided Congress and did that whole thing. And I was had YouTube on autoplay. And one of the things that came up was Jordan Peterson interviewing Chloe Cole, who's 18-year-old girl who's detransitioning. They transitioned her when she was like 13, gave her a double mastectomy, the whole thing. And then when she like hit like 16, 17, she's like, I'm not a boy, I'm a girl. Like, and then so now she's 18. So I listened to like this 2-hour interview just by chance. I wasn't planning on it. It literally came up on autoplay and it was interesting. So I listened, and it was a tough listen because it was, it's a hard story. We go to DC. Fucking who's out on the street? Marjorie Taylor Greene and that girl from the interview.
Yeah.
They're doing a fucking thing. So I went right up to her and got into a conversation. I'm like, this is very strange. I just listened to your interview, blah, blah. So poised. I had a conversation with her, 18 years old, and just like went through hell. And now she's trying to help kids from this happening. And they are fucking attacking her. There are like riots when she goes to talk. They're like, they want to kill her. Yeah, they want to kill her for telling people, hey, maybe, it was too young. Like nobody ever said, like, are you sure you want to do this? They just went right to her parents and said, she's going to kill herself if she doesn't get transitioned into a boy. Yeah. And the parents didn't know what to do. Like they just go along with it. Like,
who was the loud ones? Those are the very, very important here. By the way, Ashley, I love you for you go boy. Thank you, baby. And Bean T, I love you. Ashley, thank you, by the way, for being in locals and in here. Who is the people that are mad? So you have this 13-year-old girl gets a double mastectomy. Keep in mind, 6 months ago, everybody was saying, oh, that doesn't happen. Now they're saying, oh, well, it helps them. It shows that their suicide rate actually drops. So who are the loud people? So if a kid
they're anarchists that really just want society, family structure, everything to be destroyed. Yeah. And if you could destroy a kid's basic understanding of what a boy and a girl is, there's no better way to disrupt society. I mean, that's it. They're just trying to shake society to rubble, and the best way to do it is to attack the kids.
The funny thing is, to my point is, when somebody detransitions or somebody's not for it, or a kid is against or for it, who are the people that are making the tweets, that are making the videos, that are loud about it? It's always the parents or the guardians. They're the ones that are controlling all of the legal standing that's happening right now. It's the parents. It's not the kids. The kids, I mean, before, if your kid wanted to do something, you just told them to shut the hell up. Now there's parents advocating for these things for children. And the main issue is, if you take a normal nuclear family like that just exists, it ends up, there's generally speaking, you'll have a success, you'll have, better grades, you'll have a better career, you'll have a better upbringing. This is just how it is, with the nuclear family, mom and dad. So, but if you take a family that happens to be two trans parents, which is funny to say, transparent, but two trans parents, the odds of one or more of their kids being trans is like 95%.
Right, because
they didn't choose it at all. It's the parents are choosing it for them.
Right. It's someone just said what I was going to say. It's like a vegan cat. We all know who's making the decision. It's like we all know who's making the decision, and it's not the cat. You know what I mean? It's like, you see a trans 3-year-old, and it's like, give me a fucking break. Like, and it's so ridiculous that we can't call it out. And the people who are calling out, which is just common sense, are being labeled like hateful, and it's fucking nuts. We are in. No one could believe how far we've fallen. Like the fact that people are flipping out that states are now writing into law you can't give chemical castration to little boys. It's like, and they're like thrashing on the ground like this is a sin again. Like, how can we live like this if we can't fucking castrate little kids?
It's like, dude. And the issue is, when I was 13, by the way, Sonia, I love you. Fidelio, love you. When I was 13, dude, like, I wanted to be like a NASCAR driver, and I would have done anything in my power to get to that point when I was 13. And obviously I got to 18 and I started working full time, and that was not a thing anymore. That was like, obviously it's not a thing. And that's basically how it is now. It's kids wake up one day and they're like, you know what? I want to be a girl. I'm 11 years old. I want to put on a dress today because somebody at my school did, or some teacher said it, or somebody on TV said it, or people on TikTok are doing it every day, and it's getting fed to them through the algorithm. And instead of saying, no, you're not going to do that, they schedule them and they're suddenly on hormone blockers without any notice. And
they don't even tell the parents that they're doing it.
Nope, they do not. Yes, Darren Muth, by the way, Naked Snake is tonight, 50 away. But yeah, and it's really frustrating because, you know, I'm pretty much okay with anything. Like I said, I have no problem with anybody that's trans. I don't care about any of that, dude. I hold the belief that let people do what they want to do, but like there has to be a hard line drawn at 18 for almost anything.
Good.
And if we're not going to follow that, then laws have to be made. And like
they played the long game though, and they won. They took over entertainment.
Yep.
And the schools.
Yep.
And the people on the right were like, let them have it. Let them have it. We'll get them like common sense. We'll get them at the, like, it's too late. Like I'm just looking at this thing. I wrote a tweet. I'll share it in a second. I wrote a tweet today. It was from the whatever podcast.
Yeah.
And it was a panel of what, 5 or 6 girls. And they none of them, and they're young, 20 years old, maybe.
I saw this.
They were literally scared out of their fucking minds to define what a woman was. So I wrote, my comment was, these women will never be able to stand up for their own children. They will do whatever the government instructs them to do to them. They would feed their kids into a meat grinder if it meant avoiding being called a bigot. They're complete zombies afraid to think for themselves. They would do triple boost, quadruple boost. They would fucking, but these are the zombies. This is the mindset. Like if they would sacrifice their kid to avoid being called a bigot, like, or stand out. And I think that's what we've done to this society is when you talk about women not being loyal or whatever, and they're 80% of divorces are just because they decide one day I'm not happy.
Yeah.
What's the first thing we're teaching girls now is abortion, is even young kids in high school. I know I have like nieces and like they know that at a young age, they're like, oh, it's a right. And it's like, what is the strongest instinct a woman has, which is to protect their kid?
Yeah.
They have obliterated that from women. They're like all about abortion rights before they even develop a maternal instinct. Yep. They are. So if you could get a girl to fucking betray a biological fucking, that's something that's so biologically ingrained, which is to protect the children. You could get at an early age for them championing abortion. All other fucking commitments mean nothing.
Yep.
There's a commitment to a man if you're willing to kill your own baby. Like that's why fucking the marriage rates are fucking like commitment. There is no commitment. If you could get somebody to deny their own biological nature, you own them. And anyway, I'll show this video. It's fucking insane. Like,
yeah. And speaking of that, yeah, you can go ahead and pull it up. But I saw a video the other day, and it was a young man, like a young white dude, a college guy, and an Asian lady was interviewing him, and he said he was talking about white privilege, right? And he was like, well, I have more privilege than you. And she's like, why are you assuming you have more privilege than me? And he's like, because, you're not, I'm white and you're obviously you're Asian. And she's like, so you're just assuming that since I'm an Asian, I'm under you and beneath you, and you have more privilege and you have an easier go at it. And then she was like, I had a great life. It was very easy. Like I had no obstacles. And
he's like, what, can you name something where you're privileged? And he couldn't. He just couldn't. And he's like, you're just repeating what was fucking fed into your brain. I did a retweet of that. I said, this is a guy getting deprogrammed or something
live.
Live on air. It's fucking literally, it's literally fucking him being like, yeah, I'm a white man, so I have a lot more privilege than you. And she's like, name one. And he's like, I don't know.
Yeah. And
you'd think if that's one of your core beliefs, you'd be able to rattle off, but he didn't know one. He's like, I don't know.
And the funny thing is what he says at the very end of it. He's like, well, I just say that so, that I don't get canceled. It's
fear.
And what that is based on, before we watch this clip here in a second,
is the same thing. What
that is based on, there's a book about it that was written after World War II called Ordinary Men, and it explains how Nazism became a thing. People were so afraid of the power to be and going against the grain that they went with the grain and did atrocities to their neighbors because they thought it's what the people in power wanted. So they supported out of fear of being canceled or killed. And they did the most heinous shit possible without being ordered to. They were never ordered to freaking choke people out and cut babies up. They just did it because they thought it would please the power be. The book is called.
There are many cases where they went on their own. No one told them to. No one would even know. And they just did it on their own because they were trying to appease and get good points. Yeah, absolutely. And listen, if you want to see if we would do it again, all you have to do is look at the pandemic and see the way people turned on each other like that. Not from laws, from mandates and suggestions. If you want to know what side you were on, if you want to know what side you would have been on, you think, oh, I would have been a freedom fighter. Bullshit. If you ever yelled at somebody for having their mask loose or fucking standing too close to you or fucking, you know exactly what side you'd be on. You'd be fucking Zig Heiling.
And if anybody wants to look that up, it's a book called Ordinary Men. And that's what you're seeing. You're going to see this in this clip right here. The women know the truth, but they push back against it so hard out of fear of getting killed by the mob. So let's watch this. And this is exactly what the book's about. It's pretty wild.
The only one I really feel like had a couple of good points was this one.
Asian girls' boobs are real big, dude.
Yeah, those were the points.
So what, I guess my question is, you said that they're both women, right? So what is a woman?
A woman is anyone who wants to identify as one.
A cat is a cat because they are a cat. That's not like,
I feel like
this isn't a gotcha. It's just a genuine question. What is a woman? Hold on. Hold on. Go ahead.
I didn't have anything to say yet.
But what is a woman?
A person.
No, but what is the definition of what is a woman?
I don't know. I'm confused now.
I understand what your argument is. If I come out and I say a woman is someone who was born biologically a woman, I understand that that's where you're coming from. And I agree everyone is entitled to their own opinion. But I personally, as an individual, respect trans people. I respect trans women. So I'm not going to come on here and invalidate them by saying that. I understand completely where you're coming from. But just from my personal preference, I don't feel comfortable doing that.
Answering the question. Okay. No, hey, that's okay. What about you?
I'm just not really interested in having this conversation about trans people anymore because you seem very clearly committed to misunderstanding.
Yeah.
Well, I am trying to understand. I'm just trying to get people's perspective. So what is a woman?
I'm gonna say what she said. I don't feel comfortable. Like this is.
I just feel like that's like not. I don't know. I feel like there's a better question that could be asked in this situation. We all respect the trans community enough and like invalidating that, like telling they believe that they are a woman or they're a man, transgender, whatever, and invalidating that is not it's not our position. It's not our place to say what they can and can't be.
Allie, what is a woman?
Well, a woman is an adult human female. It's the same thing like a man is an adult human male. XX chromosomes, that means you're a woman. There are people that are born intersex. They're an incredible minority. And, men are humans who have XY chromosomes.
There you go. Very easy.
Yeah, she's the co-host. So she was, but you want to see like that is when I said these women will not protect their children. They would throw their kids into a meat grinder. They are so afraid of offending the state, the status quo, that they would throw their kids into it. You want to know who's giving quadruple vaxes to their fucking 5-year-olds? Idiots like this who are fucking they would not stand up. These are women that are literally frightened to their fucking core to define what a woman is.
Yeah,
I'm not comfortable.
The second woman that answered is like, I know what you're saying, I understand what you're saying, but I'm not comfortable answering the question because I don't want to invalidate anyone. And it's like, that's the whole point is if you have like most of those women are Instagram influencers or influencers of some kind.
The Kingstone Collective, yes, she is the co-host. She's a regular on the show. She's not one of the girl panelists. She is.
Yeah. If one of those women did say that a woman is an adult biological female, they would get canceled on Instagram or whatever platform that they exist on. And why is that? It's because they allow it to happen. For example, if somebody saw a clip of you, Cecil, talking about this subject matter, and they try to cancel you on Twitter, you'd be like, eat my asshole. I agree with what I said. And that would be the end of it.
Right.
Because
they're not getting any traction. What they want is, hey, I'm so sorry. I realized I offended a bunch of people. And then they would double down and triple down and fucking grind me into the ground. But the second you're just like, I'm going to reject your attempt to cancel me and you could go suck my dick. They're like, let's move on to the next one because we're not getting anywhere with this guy.
Yeah. And it happened actually. It happened. These things have happened to me when I first started doing YouTube. Like people would be like, you said this or you said this. And I literally, my response was, you can eat my ass. I don't care. And that was the end of it. Like, because I legitimately don't care. Like
they realize they're going to be banging their head. What they want is your eyes to go white and have fear and be like, oh, fuck, I'm in trouble. I have fear.
Point.
If they don't see fear in your eyes.
Yeah. They want it. The whole point is to shame you into making them feel more morally superior. And if you're not able to be shamed, they have no ammo. And then they just are like, well, I guess I'll move on to the next person I'm going to shame.
Their power is in fear. And if you're just like, no, then they're like, fuck it, we'll move on. There's 100 other people that will be afraid of this accusation. So we're not going to waste our time on this guy who just doesn't care if you call him whatever phobe of the day.
Yeah. XC says, I haven't seen CECIL on a live stream since pre-COVID. You look great. Nice to drink with you again. What? What do you mean, XC? He's on every damn stream. He's gone nowhere. Daramuth says, if an actual female gets with a trans woman, does that mean she now recognizes herself as a lesbian? Yeah. Okay. So that's actually a big point of contention is trans women who are biological men will call women bigots that won't let them have sex with them because
and they still have their penises. They want to have lesbian relationships.
And that's why they go to female prisons and then they get in trouble for raping 6 women in the female.
Well, there's 1,200 now. There's 1,200 prisoners that are now identifying as female.
I'm gonna be honest. I might do if something happened and I was falsely accused of some crazy shit. You best believe I'm like, I am a lady now.
Can I tell you something to do right now? Go out, buy yourself a sundress. Go take a series of photos of yourselves out in a field picking flowers in a sundress.
Yep.
And whenever you get arrested, you'll be like, this is all fucking Ezra Miller did. Oh, the motherfucker is bulletproof. Why? He wore a dress a couple times. It's like he's kidnapping women, breaking into houses, doing drugs. It's like, Your Honor, he wore a dress. Case dismissed. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Like, you are bulletproof. Get some photos of yourself in a dress just in case you get into trouble, man. It just seems to be to get out of jail or go to female jail.
It sounds nonsensical, but it's true. The Canadian teacher that wore the prosthetic boobies finally got outed as being just a normal guy that doesn't wear them around anywhere else. And
but here's the thing. That guy I knew was trolling for a while. He's a hero because what happened was he got in trouble like a year or two ago because he didn't use a kid's pronouns.
Yeah.
And he got into big problems over like some woke bullshit. So he's like, all right, let's play your game. And he shows up with these gigantic fucking tits. So he was a fucking awesome. It is awesome. And they had to know. Now he's getting paid.
Yeah.
They finally did him, but he doesn't go to work, but he's getting full pay because they don't know how to do it. Because if they say you're faking it, he got
with the Ezra Miller wearing a dress thing. Now they still have to put him on paid leave. They have to.
He does not have to ever go to work again. They will pay him up until pension and give him his pension because if not, they have to go and say, we decide whether you're gender fluid or not, which they can't do because they'd be like, shit, now we're litigating who is. And that means some people are lying and we're you know what I mean? So rather than ever dealing with this, they're just like, how about we just pay you for the rest of your life and give you a pension?
Yeah.
He's like, fine. He got the ultimate fuck you on him. He was like, he got hemmed up in some woke bullshit. And he's like, all right, here we go, motherfuckers. You want him to go woke? Now I got fucking triple G's.
That is, you know what? That's exactly how I feel based on every single person I see. Like, I think that one trans woman's name, like Dylan, that's been like interviewed by the president and shit. And it's like the over the top flamboyant, like TikTok, like
360 days of being a woman.
Yeah, it's like because that's for some reason what like they think a trans or an actual woman is like. They put on pink and they flop around being flamboyant and over the top at the age of 28 or 30. Women don't do that. They sit around and fart and eat shit like normal people.
Yeah, they're fucking no. It's female blackface. It's a goddamn fucking. It's a caricature of a woman. No woman on earth acts like Dylan. There is no woman you could point to and said, "Oh yeah, Dylan acts like this girl." There is no girl that's like like fucking, unless they're like have a head injury. Nobody fucking acts like that.
It is sensationalized. It's almost like what aliens would scan human history like 10,000 years in the future when we're extinct, and that's what they would bring up. It's like, oh, that's how they acted. Lofty, you a bitch, by the way. How you doing, baby?
What's up,
look at
Lofty?
this. Nina's in here. I'm watching her cringe video right now. She was on Drew. I ain't gonna watch that bullshit. I can't stand that person. They are so
What
annoying.
is Drew?
It's some TV show. It's not the Dr. Drew. It's the other Drew. I don't know which Drew it is. Maybe Drew Barrymore. Maybe
Drew Barrymore has a show.
I think she has a late night show or one of those talk shows, which is fine. I mean, you got to do something, right? I mean,
I saw she's Dylan is doing a show in the Rainbow Room tonight in Manhattan. So,
oh, that's nice. Yeah,
Mhm.
you should go.
A show. Could you imagine going to the?
God. Oh, yeah, it's weird. It's weird how these things happen. And to be honest, I have this weird sneaking suspicion. Now, this is probably not true, but I have a sneaking suspicion that this Dylan person is literally trolling and was always kind of effeminate and was like, man, I bet I can take this far. And it's already talking to the president, all this shit. And imagine that was you, Cecil. Imagine
Dylan will, if I'm looking at the way the trajectory of this country, Dylan will be president someday.
Yeah. Imagine 20 years in the future and Dylan starts a YouTube video live or whatever platform,
As weird as Dylan is, there's that other guy who's like, I see you. And he's got like stubble. He's the Dylan with stubble. That one creeps me out on a Buffalo Bill level. Like, he's like, hi, if your parents don't like you, always know.
That's so weird. Yeah.
I love you. It's like,
it's like, I bet you do. But no, what if like 20 years from now, Dylan starts up a live stream and it's like, just want to let you guys know that I was faking that for 20 years. You guys are so dumb. I'm a multimillionaire and talked to 4 different presidents. You guys are so dumb. That would change the landscape of the freaking world. And by the way, Lofty, the reason actresses get plastic surgery is because women don't look young after 27. So they have to get Botox and here and here. And
oh no, what are you talking about? We happen to know. What about Melanie Mack? She's 36. Sometimes I look at her, she looks like she's 19 years old.
Yeah, now you're using a special case. So every girl that I used to
she's an outlier. Yeah, she's special.
Every girl I used to hang out with, like multiple girls, like, and I'm saying over 10, regularly got Botox and filler, like in the city I live in, like every 2 or 3 months. Like, and these are girls that were like 24, 25, 26, 21, 29, 27. They were getting Botox every 3 months. And I know girls that don't. And I hung out with a girl that was 28 once, which, is extremely young, and she had never messed with any of that. And her forehead wrinkles looked like a railroad track. So she didn't look like she was 20 or 21.
Everybody's eating garbage now, and that ages you. It's like I'm telling you right now, out here in Long Island, it's like MILF Central. There are chicks in from late 30s to early 50s that are tight as a drum. They are dressed to the nines. They go out. They go to yoga like they're going to a movie set about a movie about yoga. You know what I mean? They are fucking made up, tits out, like fucking. And then you meet their daughters who are like 20, 25, and they're like 20 pounds overweight. Their fucking hair's in a ponytail. They're wearing sweatshirt. And it's like, yo, the moms are fucking killing it. And the daughters are just like phoning it in. It's like,
they're from a different generation.
Yeah. It's like the fat acceptance shit. Like that didn't hit the 40-year-olds. They're like that.
Yeah.
No, that
70%,
20-year-olds. Yeah.
70% of women below the age of like 40 is overweight in America. 70%. I'm not talking 7 or
the
17.
average weight. The
70.
average weight for a woman in this country right now, average is 170 pounds.
And what's the average height?
5'3".
Exactly. That's a basketball with legs. That's a damn basketball, Cecil.
But it's like they did from the 50s. The average weight of the men did not go up anywhere near that. The women have gone up I think 40 something pounds since the 50s.
Yeah.
And men have gone up 10 pounds.
Yep.
On
Yeah.
average.
And why? Because fat acceptance hits women way harder than it does men. Men don't get benefits. If you get fat as a man, I don't care how many people say it's okay, you can love yourself. You're still not gonna be hooking up with girls. Sorry, like especially not you won't be hooking up with gay guys either because you got to be at least in some kind of shape. Like they have higher standards, man. And
I don't know. You see Sam Smith, man. I think the fat acceptance is wrecking.
He's a billionaire, dude. It don't matter. So, but like women, dude. Women can be 300 pounds and they can still hook up with most dudes that they, are interested in. 200 pounds, 250 pounds, they can still hook up with most dudes.
No. Are you kidding? Have you ever fucked a 250-pound girl?
Hell no. But I have standards, man. No, I'm saying like.
I'm sorry. Is jerking off that bad?
20% of men, Cecil, only 20% of men are sexually active. That other 80% got dipped their toe in somewhere.
Right, but if your only choices, if the only shit available to you is chicks 200 pounds and over, just jerk off. Is jerking off that bad?
No, I agree with you, but eventually they don't have to dip their toe in something. Jake says, "Don't be gay. Be truthful to who you are and what you feel." Jake with a pink boy gets us slightly over. Naked Snake, he did it with the damn pink boy. I appreciate you, Jake. You're goated as hell. I love you. Swift kiss to your penis. I mean your face. You're goated, dude. That puts us at 480 till fight.
How many people are watching this nonsense right now?
Almost 1,000.
Wow.
Patrick T says Lofty looks like warmed garbage, hence the.
I like.
Oh damn! He doesn't. I'm gonna be honest, real quick. Look, Lofty sucks in most every way. But he's a super nice dude in real life, and he's actually not a bad looking dude. I'm gonna be honest.
No.
Like in real life, he looks like a normal ass dude. Like he does look a little like effeminate, like he might take a pee, but that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, he definitely sits down when he pees, but I mean that's fine.
He's definitely not an unattractive man.
No,
he's just I know some unattractive dudes that look like goblins, man. So
no.
Not bad.
I like, for the record, I we hung out and
yeah, we all love Lofty.
I like Lofty,
even though it takes real bad, but I love him.
Yeah,
I can't watch movie reviews because I'm like he'll put my favorite movies in the S tier, or sorry, the F tier, and I'm like, you son of a bitch, how dare you do this? Like he's like, oh, Bullet Train, and I'm like, oh, I love that movie, and he's like F, and I'm like, what? I enjoyed it. And then he'll be like, let me put this cringy arty movie at S every time. It's some cringy, Midsummer, 10 out of 10. And I'm like, it was so gay. I hate you, Lofty.
I like Midsummer. People give me shit for that too. I like that.
It's trash. It's trash.
I watched a movie last night that I guarantee 100% of the people I recommend it to will hate it. But I loved it. That's what I watched instead of the Oscars. I watched a movie called EO, the letter E, the letter O.
Yeah.
It's the name of a donkey, and it's the life of a donkey from the donkey's point of view.
Oh my God. But is it sad? Is it sad at some points? I don't want to be sad.
It's brutal, man.
Dude, no, I watched Dog's Purpose and I almost didn't.
It's so brutal. At one point, like he gets loose from a farm and like he walks onto a soccer field during a game, and then the team wins, and all the team is just like, yay, it was the donkey, he made us win. So they bring the donkey to a party, and then they leave him outside, and then like the rival hooligans comes driving by and they beat the donkey with baseball bats.
Oh my God.
Dude, it's so, and you see it from the donkey's point. It's so sad. It's like the saddest fucking
I can't watch, dude. So I watched Dog's Purpose like last year, and every 20 minutes, I'm just like I have to like look at the screen and not like think of anything. And I'm just like, dude, there's just the stoic tears are just pouring. I'm like, oh my God, he just wanted to sleep in his owner's bed. Oh God, it was, dude, it's brutal. I'm like, I can't watch these movies, man. Love you, Lord Zero, by the way, you big old bitch.
It's so sad. And then he meets like these people that are nice, and they heal him back, and then it just gets worse. It always gets his life is so bad. It's so bad.
Gets worse.
And he had like this great life. He was in the circus with this girl who like loved him. And then the animal rights people made them get rid of the animals. And they put him in this trailer, and the donkey's just crying, there's tears going down, and it's like,
oh my God,
dude, it's the saddest movie. I don't know why I did it to myself, man.
Not doing it. You see, you told me it was sad. Can't do it. Like I now look, Dog's Purpose, similar. Great movie. Never watching it again. Like, there's no way in hell I can't do it. Especially because the second time I watched a movie that was like emotionally like jarring, it's like way worse the second time because I like know and I try to prepare, and that even makes it worse because all I do is think about the sad shit. I went and saw 25th anniversary. I think it was 25th anniversary of Titanic the other day. In theaters.
Oh wait, I never saw the end. Don't ruin it for me.
Oh my God! When Rose
did they make it to New York?
Oh, they do. When Rose is like, she's like,
okay, good.
She's like, there's a boat, Jack. There's a boat, and he's like stone cold, freaking frozen. And she's
so
like,
I'm assuming that they just get to New York and they hook up.
Nothing bad happens. But when she realizes, like, they did really well with the soundtrack. When she realizes that he's gone, it does the whole, and I'm just like, like immediately just go, no, fuck, oh Jack, I love you, I'll never let go. And then she lets go immediately. Rough, dude. Rad Bell says, got late at Comic-Con. Thanks for the shy shaming by you and Nick. Now I have been chatting and hanging out with her. Thanks, brother. Well, hell yeah, dude.
Awesome.
Rad Bell be slapping pissers left and right. I'm glad to hear it, dude. Keep doing it. Thank you, Ashley. Keep slapping pissers. Don't be afraid. It just what you need to do is have a good time. Like, focus on having a good time. Don't be afraid.
You make sex sound absolutely vile. Slapping pissers, shitting blood, like fucking everything is horrible.
It sounds terrible, but it's sexy in real life. Like,
I mean, I still have a hard on, but I'm saying stop it.
It's really to me, in my opinion, it's very sexy. But thank you real quick to Rad. That's kick ass to hear. I love to hear that shit. A 440 from Fight Milk with the CECIL. It'll be the 13th Fight Milk in a row, which is undamn believable. Every guest so far, Fight Milk. So I appreciate you guys in the chat. You guys take care of me. I don't deserve this shit. So thank you. But yeah, dude. What do you have planned this year? What cons are you going to? What can people look for you at?
Okay, I've got a busy year. I think I'm going to go to the Dallas. That's not a con, but I'm going to go to Dallas in May. Then I got the Garden City in June. Then I'm going to Tampa Comic-Con in July. Anime Matsuri in August. Yeah. And then we're doing that trip to Nashville. Nick's doing an event out in Nashville in September. So
I'll be there. Yep.
Yeah. So are you going to go to Anime Matsuri again this year?
Yeah, I'll be there. Anna, I talked to Anna about it. I just want a table. I want my own table this time.
You got to get a table. Listen,
I didn't have one last time, dude. Half the people wasn't even there.
Yeah, no. You listen. You got a big channel. You got a thing like you should get taken of. You know,
yeah, it's gonna be fun.
I mean, I can't talk for her. She'll be like, Cecil, shut the fuck up. Are you fucking promising shit? But I think so. I think they know they're gonna make it a bigger, as nice as they did last year. I think they're gonna make it a lot bigger.
And there was people the entire time just swarming that area.
Yeah.
So, and I was, dude, there was people talking to me that for like the whole day. If I stayed there, I'd have like 3-4 people just hanging out the entire time that I didn't even know. So, and I'm a baby ass YouTuber, so that was pretty cool to see. And I hope it's even bigger this time. I'm sure it will be because people know that we have a presence at Matsuri.
Matt G says, remember, folks, Cecil just said he's broke, but he's still doing all this shit. Because I'm selling my comic books at the places, shit brain.
That's true, shit brain. Damn you, Matt G. Come on now. Victor said, did you guys get blacklisted at some of these cons? And not that I know of. I get invited to random ones. Like I was invited to one in Canada for some reason. I was also invited to one on the South Coast, which I might go to. I don't really know yet. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, I love it. I think it's fun. And I'm not even like into anime, and I love this shit. I think it's great. Probably because I just like to drink and hang out. That's pretty much my entire thing.
Yeah, I mean, somebody who's just like, I know Flash is like, he's not going to go to Matsuri this year. And he's like, I don't really like the con. I'm not into anime. And I'm like, I don't even really go into the con except, now I go by the YouTube part, but I'm just there for partying at night and just getting fucking wasted.
Yeah, dude, that was weird. That was when you were handing me the bourbons and I was like coming in and out of consciousness. It was great.
Yeah.
I love it. Was like it's one of my.
I'm there for getting Cam drunk and
Dude, I haven't been drinking much this year, so I'm excited. Cecil, Justin says, Cecil, I saw a fool on Twitter saying something really vile about Anna's sister. Twitter is bullshit, but this was so over the line. I was pissed. I reported it. The account was suspended, I hate being a tattletale. Thoughts. Thank you.
Oh
Devin.
yeah, I mean, a couple years ago when her sister died, the fucking, I mean, the shit that came out was absolutely fucking insane, like insane. You wouldn't do this to your worst enemy. The shit they were saying to her and just vile shit. I mean, it was. You know, she put up like a front, you know, didn't show, but I know her, and it really hurt her that people were doing that. Like
It's anonymity. It's
fucking,
it's
like,
unfortunately a byproduct of anonymity, because 99.8% of these people that act a fool online would never do it in somebody's presence.
it was mostly this group of like comic guys that like were jealous of her because it's so gay. Like they had like a crush on Ethan, and Ethan started bringing her into the circle, and they were like, we should have been. So then her sister died, and they were just like, it was, they went so fucking, it's like even prisoners, even like murderers are like, you don't fuck, like they wouldn't do that shit. There's lines, and it's like these people there, they're anonymous shitheads. And yeah, it was really fucked up. And like I got to see, you know, behind the scenes like of how fucking much that fucked with her, and it was really fucking cruel. It was cruel. It was absolutely cruel. But she's got now like a thick skin, like literally she's like a pit bull now, and nothing, you can't say shit to her, it's gonna bother her. After that, you walk through that shit, you're bulletproof, you know.
Yeah. Russell Hall, thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. Sayin says, you're an interstellar cuck. Shut the fuck up, you bitch. Crime faucet. Cecil, I'm sorry you didn't get selected to be Superman's upside down kiss stunt double. You're cool, but Cody sucks like the evil then. Thank you, Sayin. I appreciate it.
He meant Spider-Man.
No, he meant Superman for sure.
No, he didn't say Superman, though.
Oh, he said Spooderman. Oh, I'm stupid. I read it as Superman. Yeah, dude, it's wild. Like, people just don't care. And it's because, like I said, anonymity. People will say the vilest shit as long as they don't think they'll face any consequences. And a great point of this is, I've been to events after events after events. I've done events with Nick Rekieta, and you know, he's went through some troll ass shit before.
Sure.
I've been to all these events. I've been with Yellow Flash. I've been with all these people that there are trolls out the woodworks, wishing death upon them. But when we go to events, guess what shows up to them? People that can't wait to meet us, and then we go home. If these people were like for real, they would show up and be acting a fool in real life, but they don't do that because the only reason they do it is to garner a reaction, because it's what gets their rocks off. They don't care about anything else.
Yeah.
So it's pretty gross. Patrick says, I'm one of Anna's mods. There's some vile, unreasonable nonsense.
Yeah, Patrick's been around forever, so he's seen that shit. So yeah, it's been like fucking really, really like unbelievably cruel. Like, you know, someone's going through like a death, like a tragic death of a young person, and they're just like, oh, this is a good opportunity for me to say fucking the most horrible shit possible to this person every day, hundreds of times a day. Like,
that's probably why if anything devastating was to happen to me, you know, it eventually will, because, you know, we're getting older. If like my parents passed away or something, I would just wouldn't announce it, because as soon as I do, there's going to be 5 comments on my community post or my tweet being like, yeah, you deserve it for being such a dumbass scammer, all the motherfucking fraud. Like, you deserve it. Everybody needs to die in your family. Like, that's what they do. Like,
well, you know, I mean, the whole tragedy was the death, but the tragedy was that her sister went missing. So she used the platform, you know, to be like, hey, there's a missing person and stuff. And then, you know, when they found her, she had been dead already. But so the whole world knew that she was looking for her sister. So it was just like they weaponized that. I'm just like, what fucking pieces of shit? Like, these are fucking irredeemable scumbags. Like, fucking yeah. I mean, they and vile shit, man. So I would. You know, I would love for one of these guys to show up at a fucking con and fucking make themselves known.
Yeah. So I actually want to point out something about that. Master Lions, I love you, Wild Red. Thank you guys for the gifted subs. 10 gifted subs. Ryan Coon says, I'm behind you, but fuck you. Drink the milk at the muscle milk. Thank you, Ryan Coon. I appreciate it. We're closing in, dude. We're only 380 away from the milk. Slowly but surely. So that's the thing that I've always wanted to happen. And it never did. Like, and now
they'll never show up. You know, I mean, there's even some of those guys occasionally hit me up, and I'm like, my schedule is very available. I'll be in Houston this day. I'll be in Tampa this day. Please, I implore you, come show up.
Yeah, and I'm not like about the gun life. I don't want anybody doing something crazy. But if I like dream for the day that some hater walks up to me and says shit, and they never will, because when people meet me in real life, usually now if they're freaking Andrew or like Legal Mindset or something, they're 6'6", different. They look at me and they're like, damn, he's little. But when people usually meet me in real life, they're like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna say anything negative about that guy. And you're as wide as a house. Like you, okay, so for example, in a good way.
I'm actually a good person. I'm like a surprise for people.
Yeah. So
like, they don't, you know what I mean? Like they don't know what they're getting. And then it's kind of like, I'm not physically imposing, but
you look swole as hell though in real life, in my opinion. Now you're built like Mike Tyson. Like I feel like I am built like Mike Tyson. Yes. You're built just like it. So like, that's probably why no one says anything. Cause you gotta be honest. Those people saying this shit, they've never done a push-up in their life. They either weigh 90 pounds or up like 490. So that's generally how these things go. They're not going to say anything, not to anybody that of any kind of size. Richard says, I want to thank this podcast for getting me to leave my bubble. Since COVID, I've never left the house. Now I can leave the house wearing only 3 masks. Next year, I might even vote Republican. Thank you, Richard. I appreciate it. I'm glad we could help you, Richard, and coming to the side. Now, I'm more of a centrist than anything. I don't really focus on it too much. I just want everything to be logically based.
All my voting I do is based on your recommendations, Cody.
Exactly. And that's why the world's the way it is. No, dude, I don't really involve myself in any kind of stuff like that. But all I'm interested in is A, I don't want to pay taxes ever again, and B, please don't mess with children. And that's like the end of it for me. Like, within reason, right? Obviously. So, but yeah, I would never want to pay taxes again. I hate taxes more than anything. When I file my taxes and I see how much I owe every year, and I'm just like, well, I guess I'm never sleeping. I'm not sleeping for the next 6 months. So it's terrifying. Don't want to do it anymore. And people are like, it goes towards roads, bro. And I'm like, please stop talking. I can't deal with this shit right now. It goes towards roads, bro. Okay, yeah, sure, that's where it goes.
People like the old CECIL better. Oh, I'm sorry.
What was the old CECIL like?
It was the over-the-top SJW character.
How do you, dude? I need to go watch those videos because I don't remember this. I feel like I watched one a long time ago, but now I've memory hold it and it's gone now, unfortunately. What do you think about this? Is a fun conversation that we were talking about earlier. Yeah, you're in New York, so you'll have a great viewpoint on this. What was it like in New York? So are you vaccinated? No, yet? You don't have to share it if you don't want. I don't care. But
no, I'm not.
Okay.
I had COVID.
Yeah. Well, natural immunity. Remember, like years later, it was like, oh, it's just as good, and everybody's like, that's a lie. It's misinformation. I got shots. So, how was it? And how was that? How was living like that in New York when you weren't and you had to walk around everywhere in mask and all that shit?
Well, at one point, I realized that first of all, it never was an actual law. It was like when I was saying, like, if you want to know what side you'd be on during Nazi Germany, they made a mandate, which is more of like a recommendation. There's no legal thing behind it. And so they made mandates. The police enforced it as if it was a law, which it was not.
Right.
And your friends and neighbors were enforcing it like it was laws. They were fucking calling the police and fucking ratting everybody out. But what I started to realize was, first of all, I have like a little bit of a medical background. And I knew when Fauci was first interviewed, he's like, masks do nothing for this. It's a nanovirus. It's like, it's basically the equivalent of putting up a picket fence to keep mosquitoes out of your yard.
Yeah.
It does nothing. It's so it was a placebo. It was something to placate the fucking rubes, but he was fucking honest for a minute before they turned it into, control. And they're like, no, you need to triple mask. It doesn't do shit. It doesn't, it literally, you need to have like M95 plus sealant, plus sometimes an outside fucking oxygen source, like for it to even be, it is a nanovirus. It will go through a mask like it's not there. And mask is invisible to it. It's if air could get in, it can get in. That's it. People think, oh, it's like a sneeze. It's particles. It's drops. It's not. it's microscopic, you know, and it's so small it rides on the air. So it's not like that. But at one point I just started going places with no mask, and then they would ask me to leave and I'd say no, and then I would cut the line everywhere because they didn't know what to do. So I remember the first time it happened, I went to FedEx, and it's like the 6-foot thing, and there's fucking a line out the door, and I'm waiting outside, and as soon as I get inside, I get to the inside of the door, I have no mask on. And the kid behind the counter is just like, "Oh, sir, you have to put your mask on." And I was like, "No." He's like, "Well, you have to." And then he goes to the manager, and they're like having like a little conference. And the guy's like, "Sir, come here." And now there's a fucking at least 30-minute wait. I just walk to the front. He processes my thing, and I leave. And I was like, "Oh, you can do this now." Like, they don't know what the fuck to do with you, so they just take you, cut the line. They just want you out of there.
Yeah.
So that's what I started to do in New York. I would just go in with the thing and tell them, "No, I'm not leaving." And they would be like, you know, whether it was a takeout or anything, they would just take you first. You would just cut the line.
And did you know that? Oh, so, you know, my content's based around a lot of retail shit, and GameStop released their policy about masking. And they said in the policy, you can't force your customers to wear a mask. You can recommend it, but if they refuse, check them out before all the other customers and get them out of the store faster. And I'm like, I can't. But you are winning. You are winning right now.
Jiff in the chat, is Cecil going to repeat all his stories again? Well, he asked me the fucking question, and I don't have a different story. That's what happened. You want me to make up a different store? What do you want me to do? But yes, I will repeat all my stories again and again.
Thank you. Well, yeah, Patrick T says term limits and HR 25. Yeah, term limits. I don't know how that doesn't exist yet. That's really weird to me, to be honest. That you can.
So you saw it firsthand that they were like literally telling you, yeah, if someone's not doing it, just let them cut.
100%. Yeah, and that's how it was at Best Buy. That's how it was at GameStop. And the funny thing is people were losing their jobs, obviously, in some areas. Now, in some places, you were getting apprehended, like LA. They had curfew laws around it. So, and obviously in Australia, they had concentration camps, which is weird.
Oh, they had the police would beat the fuck out of you and choke you out.
Yeah, in Australia, they had concentration camps. In China, they also had detention camps.
You know what's crazy? Like, I love, we have a lot, you know, obviously this side of the internet has a lot of Australian fans and stuff.
Yeah.
Australia was like a dream place for me to visit. After watching the COVID response, I have no desire to go to Australia at all.
No, it's terrifying. Like, no, there's
it was and that was like a bucket list place for me. And now I literally have zero desire to go there.
Yeah, because like the fact
they were brutal to the, like, we were assholes to people, but we were not like smashing your head in. There were a few cases, but not like in mass with like entire riot police just beating people into the ground. And fucking, you know, Canada and fucking Australia really showed to be the cunts of the world, I think.
Yep.
Like,
and when people are derogatory about it online, when you're like, hey, you guys remember this shit? People that were very violent on that side of the argument, they claim it never happened. They're like, oh,
Right.
lockdowns never happened. None of that ever happened. I'm like, you guys are some lying motherfuckers. I had people threatening. Dude, people would ask me in the chat every stream back during COVID. They'd be like, are you vaccinated, Camelot? And I'm like, no, I don't leave my house. And they're like, you do realize that you're responsible for killing people. And I'm like, I don't care. And they're like, oh, I'm unsubbing right now. I can't believe you believe that. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, dude, calm down. It's not that damn serious. And those same people now are like coming back being like, we need amnesty and we need to forgive and forget. And I'm like, I didn't do nothing wrong. You forgive and forget and eat my asshole. Because yeah, we ain't revisiting this shit. Ryan Kuhn says, every breath you take and every move you make, every bond you break and every step you take, I'll be watching. Boop, 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 do, 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 boop, boop. Oh, can't you see? All right. Christopher, I love you. Take your wham pum and put it in zinc. CECILzinc.inc. Thank you.
You wampum. That's Indian money. Zinc, yeah. Zinc is going to be the currency in the future.
Good.
Buy zinc futures now.
Not tungsten.
Cecil says stock tip of the day.
You know how heavy tungsten is? If it ever becomes currency, I'm dying. Imagine if I have 20 tungsten coins and it's like it weighs 38 pounds.
The entire U.S. banking system is going to be zinc based by 2035. Get in now. You heard it here first.
Oh, if only it was Shiba.
We're going back to the zinc standard.
I need some Shiba standard is what I need in my life. I need money. I need a Ferrari, at least one or two of them from the zinc money or from the Shiba money. I have too much. I bought a lot of Shiba back in the day, and then I haven't even looked at the app in like a year because I got a new phone and I forgot to download the app that I had it on. So I like, oh shit, I should probably download this and like reconnect all of it. And of course,
well, you're down south, so you like potholes aren't a thing like it is up here because you don't have the winters freezing, breaking the roads up.
No, but dude, so I don't know what it is about Alabama. Maybe interstates, I don't know, inner city, but the roads are great. They're always repaving the roads in Alabama, but as soon as you cross the Tennessee border, it is nothing but potholes and destroyed roads for like hundreds of miles. It is wild in Tennessee. I'm like, why are they not paying as much federal tax in Tennessee since it only goes to our roads for some damn reason? Apparently, it doesn't go to their roads. Tungsten's almost identical to golden weight. Oh, really? Shit. Look at Russell Hall bringing in a non-troll, actually informative super chat. I appreciate it.
I don't believe him.
I believe that's a fib right there. Oh, by the way, make sure you guys like the stream. Only 300 away from 1K. Son, we got like almost 1,000 people watching the CECIL stream. Hell yeah, dude.
And I'm nobody.
Yeah. Who the hell CECIL? I don't even know who that is. I just like randomly DM'd a random person in my stream. And
sometimes I look in the mirror cam and I don't even recognize the face looking back at me.
Dude, I know what I'm talking about here in a second. Mash Lions with another freaking pink boy. His first one of the night says, "How you been, brother?" Dude, I've been amazing. I've been dieting. Went to Vegas, had a great time. I got a late model test Sunday in Montgomery, and I have a race in Jacksonville, North Carolina, April 1st. And then I'm going to Donut Operators Range April 6th. And then another race the 12th. So it's me a wild ass time. Thank you, Mash Lions, so much. 280 from 5 Milk. Thank you, my friend. Oh my God, dude. It's been wild as hell. Do you ever go shooting? How often do you go shooting?
I shoot every Saturday.
Man, dude, I haven't been in years. And when I go to Donuts, they have like freaking anti-aircraft guns and shit. And
I do competitive like skeet and trap shooting.
Really? You shoot traps? Is that legal there?
Yeah.
Round them up, boys. That's what people assume it is down south. Like I have friends that obviously through social media that are living like California or something. And they're like, man, I've always wanted to visit like, Alabama or Georgia, but I'm scared since I'm Hispanic, I'll get killed. And I'm like, you watch a lot of Netflix, don't you? Like, that's not a thing here.
Yeah, it's like if you like picked up a history book in the United States and you're in another country, you would think like the KKK was the biggest group. Every other page is like guys in sheets with like a 6th grade history book is like, it's like, I'm sorry, I made it a few decades in this country without ever fucking meeting single thing. But it's like it's so prominent. Like if you're gonna get mugged in New York, it's probably by a dude in a white fucking hood and a fucking it's like you'd think it was the biggest problem in this country was like there. I think they did the FBI did. There's 5,000 members.
Yeah,
5,000 members in a country of 350 million. That's nothing.
Yeah, that's like 0.0.
The Girl Scouts could beat them. Like there's 10 times the amount of it. Like, oh my God, it's the biggest fake boogeyman they've ever fucking made. This whole white supremacy thing. It's like, are people really cringing in fear from white supremacists? It's like,
it's the thing is, the funny thing is, obviously the TV has their own agenda, right? The media as well. But the funny thing is, if you actually look at the amount of hate crimes like the southeastern states have, obviously Georgia's the highest because of Atlanta. But
because of you,
mostly, of course. But
now you got a NASCAR car, so you're just getting around to more places. You used to only get in 1 or 2 hate crimes a night. Now you got 6 because they're doing 190 miles.
So much more. Yeah, no, but the amount of hate crimes in like the southern states are below a dozen in most of states. In my state, it's like I think there was one last year one in the entire state. And you can correct me if I'm wrong. It might be more or less. I know in 2019, I think it was 1 or 0. California has 3,000 a year or more.
Yeah.
And people are like, and people that live in densely populated places in California are like, I'm scared of Alabama. I'm like,
Yeah.
are you, and who told you that? And they're like, well, you know, it's everybody knows. And I'm like,
Everybody knows. Yeah.
everybody knows.
Well,
Like,
that's the other thing. Like they keep telling like black kids like that white people hate you. And you see these interviews and it's like, you see there's a Holocaust, black men are getting killed. And then like, how many black men do you think were killed by like unarmed black men were killed by police last year? And they're like thousands. And they're like, it was 15. The whole country.
15.
The whole country. Now, yeah, it shouldn't be any. All right, fine. But in their brain, because of the amount of media attention, they were doing, I've seen this, like the interviews on YouTube, and they're like, I don't know, thousands. It's like a Holocaust. It's like it's like 15. That's statistically 0.
yeah, and they'll say, well, 15 is too much. And I'm like, well, look.
Yeah, well, 1 is too much, but I'm saying your
Yeah.
perception is that it's like a killing fields of just police, fucking mowing down black. It's like because of the way the media presents this shit, and people who don't pay attention are just like, oh, this must be going on left and fucking right.
Well,
Like
it's the headline readers and the confirmation bias. It's so much easier to just continue believing what you've always believed than actually have conscious thought. It's because it's stressful. Like if I play StarCraft and I have to think a lot, dude, it's stressful shit. That's why I don't play StarCraft. And it's the same thing of learning something new and actually.
I don't know what StarCraft is.
It's an RTS on PC that's real old. And it was, dude, Koreans are crazy, man. They love that shit. They died in internet cafes over that game. So, but yeah, no, dude, people just want to stay in their same perception of reality and they don't want to get out of it because, to be honest, it's stressful and there's all anxiety around it. And
when you believe a lie so much for so long and someone tells you the truth, you will actively dismiss the truth and
it's like
go back
rejecting a virus.
You will go back to the lie and are comfortable with rather than the uncomfortable truth you were just faced with. And that's an old Mark Twain saying. It's easier to convince somebody to keep believing a lie than it is to get them to admit they were wrong or tricked. Yeah, I think that I forget the exact quote, but it's like a person would rather just continue to believe a lie that they know is a lie rather than come to terms with the fact that they were tricked.
Well, and a good point to your previous point is 15 people were killed by police. 15 black men were killed by police unarmed. How many black men died in Chicago last year?
Oh, forget it. The most dangerous place for a young black man to be is around other young black men. That is the #1 cause of death.
Yeah, and it
is. I mean, that's
it's more dangerous in densely populated places in Chicago than most areas in the Middle East.
It's so funny when you see these college kids who are like, I need a safe place around like college educated white people. It's like literally that's the safest place on God's green earth.
Oh my God.
It's like, you know what I mean? It's like, what are you talking about? Like there's literally a 0 murder rate in that fucking space.
I saw this thing the other day. And it was one of those posts. We were just talking about this. And it was like this. It was like a group of like 5 kids. They were like, maybe 20. And it was like a Hispanic kid, a black kid, and like 3 girls. And they were all like, like Latino or whatever. And they like, it was a video of them in like a IHOP or some shit or Waffle House. And there's white people everywhere, obviously, because they're in like South Carolina because they're traveling the US. And they're like, this old lady looks over and she's old looking, so she looks mean. And it's like these racists down here in South Carolina. Like, I've never experienced this in my life. And somebody replied to it, a blue check mark with a prominent blue check mark, and was like, dude, if you want to be in like safe areas, you need to go to places like downtown Atlanta or New York City or LA. And I'm like, no, the death rate, the murder rate is so high in those areas. What the fuck you do? The city, somebody found the city where they were in. The city they took the video in, and there hadn't been a murder there in like 11 years.
No, there's nobody.
Like, what are you running from? You're making shit up, and you're actively going to places to get killed. Why? To prove that you're morally better? What the fuck is wrong with you?
There was an insane fucking FBI statistic a few years back, I remember, and I actually checked it because somebody said it to me, and it was like, and it's because it's really not fair to black kids because you just keep getting fed like everybody's out to get you. And it's not the reality. Like the white kids are being taught like to like almost, you know, make deities of like black people. They're like, they're the least racist kids right now. They're like fucking, you know, they would die before being a racist. So it's like, but the black kids are being taught like everybody's out to get you. It's a killing fields out there. And there was like a rape statistic where it was like black on white rape was 35,000. And I think the number for the opposite was 11, not 1,100, 11.
No.
11. It was a couple years back. It was 11, and it was like the crime is not like, you know what I mean. But as far as like the way the media is teaching black kids from a very young age is like, whitey's out to get you. Whitey wants to kill you, and then these kids grow up angry and hate white, and it's they have to keep everybody separate. They have to keep everybody. You know, when I was a kid in New York, like we never talked about racism. Like I had black, Jewish, Greek, fucking Spanish, Puerto Rican, fucking Dominican. Like we all hung out together. We were just it Chinese, fucking Korean. Like it was like it just was like you didn't. That was who was in your friends were who were in your class.
Yeah,
and like. That's whose house you went after school with. Like, that's who you hung out with. Like, that's who you, and it was just like, you didn't think like I'm hanging out with a Korean kid today or a Dominican kid. Like you were hanging out with Freddie or you were hanging out with Hank. Yeah. It's like, that's it was. And now everybody's hyper aware of what race they are, what fucking box they're supposed to be in, who they're supposed to hang out with. And it just wasn't like that. Like it wasn't like that fucking 20, 30 years ago. It just wasn't like that.
Yeah, it's just,
and now it just is. It's fucking we've gone backwards. It's so fucked up.
And it's weird because like Ryan Kuhn, thanks for your 2 gold boys. I appreciate your joke, by the way, your racist joke. I love you. Travis Patrick says you should tell them it's bad in your state so they don't move in California. Take a look at Texas. That's for damn sure. Thank you, my friend. So yeah, dude, like that's the damn biggest thing is when I was growing up, dude, there was, the black kid, there was a Hispanic kid, there was a Jewish kid. There were like, we were all just a bunch of kids and no one thought anything of it until like I was an adult. Like,
then you were taught like, yeah, everybody's got to be compartmentalized and this person's been held back and this person's been, it's like, we just weren't being fed that shit. We were just all thrown in the same fucking stew together and we all got along fucking fine. Cause
it's just too profitable. It's too profitable for these people. Like
it's also a good way to get votes is to but there's just like people get mad at like and it perpetuates it, but it's like black kids have been like told since kindergarten. It's like a weird place to grow up, America. Like if you're a kid now, if you're black, it's like you're being told everybody hates you, and when the reality is nobody fucking hates you.
Yeah,
but your teachers are telling you like it's all stacked against you. You don't have a chance. And then when you're a teenager and those are your years of rebellion and anger, you're like, yo, fuck these people. They were always against me. And it's like, you got any actual examples? And it's like, no, my teachers have been telling me this since I've been 3. So it's got to be true.
Yeah. And that's a great point because those people that are like, I would love to visit Alabama or I'd love to visit Georgia. Or I'd love to visit Mississippi or Tennessee. And they're like, but I'm afraid of like white supremacists. And it's like, these people that are saying this are in their 30s, like, and they've never experienced like other.
Have you ever seen a white supremacist? Like, have you ever seen? You know what I mean? Like, it used to be like there were the crazy dude in your neighborhood was the racist guy, and it used to mean something. Like, that guy, man, I think he's a Nazi, and you'd be like, holy shit, that's and you'd be almost like scared of him, like, oh my god, the guy. And now it's like, hey, that guy's a Nazi, and you're like, he's not a Nazi.
Yeah.
It's like he just said something that was not popular and it used like, you know what I mean? You're and now it's like it used to have power to be like, oh, that guy's a fucking racist or that guy's because you were like, oh fuck, really? Now it's like that guy's a racist, it's like he's not a racist.
All of those words have lost their entire
they don't mean anything. It's like
including the most important word. What's the most recent word to lose its meaning? The word is science. Everybody throws around, well, science actually proves that trans women are real women that menstruate. And I'm like, I saw an article that said that the other day. And I'm like, I can't do this right now. I'm sorry. Like, you can't just say science proves because some random psychologist that has a doctorate says it does. Like, that's insane. And it's bullshit. Casey, I love you, by the way.
Well, just the phrase "the science is settled" is the most anti-science thing.
Yeah, they're all theories.
Okay, I used to be like very much into physics, and this is going to be weird, but if you ever read Brief History of Time by Stephen Hawking, literally now this is a guy who's arguably the smartest man that's ever lived. His opening forward to the book is everything you're reading right now may be proved completely wrong.
Yeah.
So he had that much humility. He had that much humility. The smartest man in the world was like, here's my theories, but guess what? All of this shit might be wrong.
Yeah.
And that was the smartest man in the world. That's the way he started his book. Now fucking morons are like, the science is settled. We're all going to be dead in 3 years. And it's like, what? The smartest man in the world wasn't willing to say he's right. But you fucking, based on like 3 news reports, are like, the science is settled. It's done.
Yeah.
This is fucking, we need the vaccine. We're going to die of global warming. It's like, the science is settled. Science is settled is the most fucking unscientific. It's never settled. It should always be challenged. That's what science is it's challenging fucking.
It's the theory, like challenge. All science, even gravity, is still considered theories. It's not science. There's not fact involved.
Nobody knows. It's a theory of gravity.
And if we start going the other way with it, we are in the Dark Ages again, which is exactly the whole point of the Dark Ages. Was people were like, this is how it is, and you can't question it or else you're killed. And that's kind of where we're at right now. Billy Hatcher says the teachers aren't really worth anything these days. They just keep feed the damn kids lies and damn pizza. And I love pizza. Love you. Thank you, Matt G. I appreciate you. Any possible solution to this? Death. You use Alabama science all the time. That's true. By the way, Ashley and Locals just dropped a $20 tip. Jesus Christ, baby. I love you. We will be doing Fight Milk here in a little bit. If we hit it, we're 2:30 away. Sorry, I'm speaking ahead. We're 2:30 away from Fight Milk. If we hit it, we will do Nugget Snake. Cecil, talk to the chat for 2 seconds because I'm about to piss my pants.
Go grab some bourbon.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to do that too. So I'll be right back in like 30 seconds.
I'll read some in the chat.
Get on it, doggone it.
Sonia says, y'all been trying to mod and it really isn't working. I hope you all have a great night. I love you, Cody. He loves you too. He just told me telepathically. 230 people, come on. I highly recommend A History of Time on audiobook. Maybe is it read by Stephen Hawking? Because I'm not listening to a goddamn robot for black hole implosion, gravitational field. Pull a Gavin. Oh, I could pull my dick out. Yeah, we didn't talk about Gavin on Friday Night Tights. Now, my take on it is weird because I'm a big Gavin fan from years gone by. When I was a kid, Vice magazine was like I know they're from Canada, but it was a very New York magazine. And Gavin had this feature in the back of every Vice magazine where Vice was very cool. It's not gay like it is now. It was actually cool. And he would take pictures of people walking on the street. It was called Do's and Don'ts, like for what people were wearing. And Gavin was so goddamn fucking funny. And they would just make fun of people's clothes of people walking in New York. And it was my favorite part of the magazine. So I've been a fan of Gavin since like he first started because I just thought he was funny. And like a lot of stand-up comedians in New York City loved that column. So he became friends with like Patton Oswalt, David Cross, Sarah Silverman, all these people who later turned on him viciously. Like he was like personal friends with them. And and once he, turned out to be right wing, they just, fucking turned on him. So I always was a Gavin supporter, a Gavin fan. I still am. But in my mind, you don't do that shit on somebody else's channel. He actually made a point of asking Gary, like, oh, is this your income? Is this your main source of income? And Gary's like, yeah, this is my job. And then to fucking pull your dick on that you're talking about fucking with a man's livelihood, a guy with kids, a guy with a family. To me, not fucking cool. That fucking, that actually, you get a beating for that, for even pulling that shit. So it's weird because I love Gavin. I know he's he's always gonna fucking push the limits on shit. But to me, it's like, that you get fucking your head broken in for doing that shit. Like that's that guy's livelihood. That's Gary's livelihood. Like, you can't fucking do that. So
yeah, dude.
as much as I'm a fan, like I was just explaining, Cam, like I've been a fan of Gavin for decades, and I love the guy, but I gotta fucking just say absolutely not on that shit. And you deserve a beating for that. Honestly, you cannot. One of the first things my father told me when I was a kid is never fuck with someone's money. Never fuck with someone's money. Like that's when you try to stop somebody from like earning a living, you're killing a man.
Yeah,
he told me this when I was like a kid, and I didn't even understand what the fuck he was saying, but it's the absolute truth. You don't know. And he made a point of asking him. He's like, "Is this your main source of income?" And he said, "Yeah." And then he pulls his dick out. It's like, yo, that's fucking.
I was talking to Jeremy on the Saturday CAMELCAST, and Jeremy was like, so it's weird actually, who depending on who you talk to from like Geeks and Gamers or F&T, they're either some of them are like, it's whatever, it's not a big deal, and then some of them are like, this is some bullshit, because like you said, and it's an unspoken rule amongst men. That's a woman thing, right? Being conniving and going behind, like calling corporate, trying to get, that's a woman thing. So when a man messes with your livelihood, it's almost like utter disrespect. And the fact that before he did it, he was like, "Is this your job? Is this your main?" Because I was watching, and he said,
"Yeah,
that.
It was true."
And it was weird because it was random. And he's like, "Oh wait," he's like, "Is this your job, real quick? Is this your main source of income?" And he's like, "Well," Gary's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Why did he ask that?" And then all of a sudden, the dick thing. And I was like, "This is like, look, I've been a fan of Gavin for a long time. Like, I've always thought he did some great work, but that made me look. I know maybe in a troll, whatever, but I didn't care for it. I thought it was dumb. It just didn't. It wasn't funny. It was
it was an asshole. You would get a rightful beating for that shit. Like for real.
100%. Ryan Kuhn says, "Preach, Cecil. I grew up near Poughkeepsie, New York.
Poughkeepsie.
Racism wasn't a problem except for the race war of 2004 at the quads and the FDR, Hyde Park, New York. What the fuck? Other than that, my best friend was black until he died, and my friends didn't even care or ever cared about race." Thank you so much, Ryan Kuhn, for the $200 super chat. The biggest one of
Lila Hart in the chat. Hi, Lila.
Damn. Thank you so much.
Holy shit, Ryan Kuhn, $200.
Yeah, look at this some bitch. You know what? I haven't been drinking lately because I've been trying to lose a little bit of weight, because my race car weighs 3,018 pounds, and that was me being like 20 pounds more heavier. So I'm trying to get it right at 3,000, which is our minimum
Why
weight.
don't you try losing weight, fat ass?
That's what I was doing. So I've lost about 20 pounds, but in honor of Ryan Kuhn's huge super chat, I'm going to drink. I'm going to put it in a tumbler and drink a little of the Woodford.
Wow, you're huge, man, because those bottles are big.
Thank you, Ryan Kuhn. I love you and I appreciate you.
I never saw a Woodford bottle that small before.
Matt Hep says, "Well, here's the last 30 for the goal." Thank you, dude. I appreciate that.
Take a shot. All right, $200. I'll take.
Thank you.
I'll do almost all of this.
Prison rules, boys. Prison rules. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you guys. That's Fight Milk. Let me go ahead and pour the tumbler. Lila, what's up, baby? How you doing? I don't think Lila knows me, but I know her. I know.
Lila, I might be in Dallas come May for Chrissy's show and your show. I think you're doing the show too. I think I'm gonna go visit Alex Stein, so I'm gonna try to plan it all. I think she's doing her bachelorette party too. I might have to go. I might have to go in drag.
You never visit me.
No, I didn't. Well, I think the time period I was gonna do it, you were in Vegas.
Oh yeah. That's true. What you should do is you should come to. I'll look at the date, but I have a race in Montgomery, Alabama, so it's pretty close.
Montgomery flea market.
It's good, and it's a pretty
like a mini mall.
It's pretty much like it's pretty large track. It's about as bigger, a little bit bigger than Bristol, Tennessee. So you could totally come. We could drive down there together, and you could be my pit guy. It'd be great. It's like I think at the end of
I could be the guy that forgets to put the lug nuts on the wheel when you fucking crash into the wall at 190.
Sorry, right in the freaking that's probably what would happen. So, in honor of Ryan Kuhn, I got my little skull tumbler with a little hand for some damn reason. But yeah, Appreciate you, Ryan Coon. Get on it, doggone it.
What is fight milk? Do we doing that?
Smooth. Smoother than Jack. Yeah, we'll do that here in a bit. We've hit the goals. We did it. Well, there is a stretch goal that only Gary and Nick Riqueda's hit, where it's double fight milk, and that's 450 away. So that's double the egg.
Listen, I'm not Gary or fucking Nick. You don't gotta fucking.
No, dude, dude, it's been a fun ass show, and we're not done yet. So hell yeah, make sure you guys like the stream because we're 200 away from 1,000. Are you gonna swallow the egg yolk? Yes, Lila. I do 2 whole eggs or 4 if for double fight milk, which is kind of hard, and some of that whiskey, and then some of the I have lactose free milk because they were out of Fairlife at every grocery store, so I had to get this weird ass off brand from Kroger, but it has the same macros, so fuck it. Who cares, right?
Can you tell the difference?
I haven't tried it yet, so we'll see.
Melina says, Brief History of Time is narrated by the guy named Michael Jackson. I know that guy.
I think he's probably British. I don't think he is.
I'm serious. I think it's probably British. It's in my Audible.
Thank you, Helena. Oh my God. So beside the point, we were in
Gravity will make your pants fall off, Timmy.
So we were in Vegas, me and Nick, and we were of course drinking heavily, and we were at this bar in the middle of the Venetian, and I'm drinking and whatnot, and I'm just chilling, and I'll turn around and I just see Helena, the lady that just super chatted, just her and Nick, like kind of like, you know, in a loving embrace, and they're like, and Nick's just drunk, and they're just like kind of like dancing a little, and I was like, this is a beautiful moment.
Did he finger her? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, that was way later. No.
Oh, okay.
No,
gotcha.
Nick's a good man. He's a Lady Rackets guy all the way. But yes, it was a cute scene.
Well, you know they're swingers. It's well known.
Oh, don't perpetuate the myth. Oh,
it's well documented.
Oh God, let's go to the clip channels. Oh my God, those comments on those clip channels are wild. Oh my God, and you call yourself a Christian man? You took your shirt off on Camelot stream. I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, Christians don't go to the beach? I forgot this rule. Didn't know this. My God. Oh yeah, and also Nick did that to me too, and the fingering too, both.
Oh
yeah, it was great actually. You should have been, man. It couldn't even, that would have been wild if you would have went.
Dude, I honestly, I got back from Florida on Friday, checked all the flights. The cheapest flight I could get was $1,200 round trip. Jesus. I love you boys. I love you boys.
It was 80 for me. $80.
What?
It was $80 for my round trip.
Yeah, I know. I said if I could get some, because every once in a while you can actually grab like a fucking sick deal by going like day of or day before. But it was weekend, and it was, I guess there must have been a lot of conferences or some shit going on there. Yeah, and it was like $1,200. I was like, I'll see you guys. See you guys this summer.
Next time we plan it, you definitely need to go. Graft Anchor, what's up, baby? Missed you. I'm glad you're here, dude. Richard said I paid $400. I'm sorry, Richard. He was there as well.
Yeah, I mean, I was with my parents. I was in Florida visiting family the week before, and then the week before that, I was in Chicago. So I went from Chicago, was a day in New York, then went to Florida, got home, tried to go to Vegas, but I was like, yeah, I can't afford this shit, man.
Yeah, dude.
And then I got to pony up for the fucking goddamn presidential suite these fuckers were staying in.
Oh no, I paid for all that. It wasn't. It was just me.
Either way, $1,200 was
credit card was sad, but other than that, it was great. I spent like $10,000 in Vegas. It was wild. It was a lot of fun though. I really, really enjoyed it, and can't wait to go back. But we will be at Nashville in September, which is only like an hour drive from me, which is wild. So that'll be a lot of fun. So I'll probably get a little.
I'm going to stay the whole week. I'm going to stay for Nick's event. And,
hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
You can come to my house. It's only an hour away. Well, you probably wouldn't want to do that, but
yeah, why not?
It's a lot of fun. Oh, I'll have my pool will be open too.
Oh, cool.
I'll have my pool open, and
my fly will be open then.
Dude, it's a lot of fun. Dude, it's a lot of fun. So yeah, dude, we need to definitely do that. But dude, what do you? So like, if you do content, let's say you did content, you started doing like weekly videos. What do you think it'd be on?
Mostly about protect trans kids. No.
Dude, I saw you did. I don't know if it was a video or a stream, but you covered one of my favorite movies of all time. is Return of the Living Dead.
Yes.
I love that movie more than I remember.
I've done videos, and then me and Quarter Black Jarrett did an entire live stream about it.
Dude, yeah, he's coming on my show in 2 weeks.
He's a good man.
or
You know,
no, 2 weeks.
I met him the weekend Joker came out. He was in. It was the most New York thing we could do. I met Quarter Black, and he's like, "Let's go see the Joker in Times Square," and he bought my ticket. And we went to go see Joker that weekend. What was that, 2019, 2018, something like that?
Joker? Yeah, it was 2019, yeah.
Yeah. So that's the first time I met him. So we kind of hit it off. And like I always like running into him and say, I saw him in Houston. I saw him in Orlando. And we've done streams together. He's a good man.
I mean, I'm real excited to do a stream with him. Yeah, dude, like, God, that movie. My buddy Karis was at my house recently. And I made him watch it, of course. I make everybody watch that movie. I'm like, this is the greatest zombie movie of all time.
He never saw it. I told him, watch this movie. He fucking loved it, man. He fucking loved it. It's just it's a solid movie. It's a solid movie.
Everything happening is great.
Because you like, first of all, the casting was perfect. You liked every character.
Yep.
When everybody died, it actually mattered. The problem with a lot of horror movies is it's just a slaughter, and you're like, I don't care that person died. I don't care.
Yeah.
Every time someone in this movie is like dying, you're like, oh, not him, not her.
Even freaking Spooky, like the big dude, like
yeah.
He was like, no one really understands me, man.
His name is Suicide, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, I thought it was Spooky. Yeah, dude, he's like, God, he was like, man, I got things to say. I got opinions and stuff.
You think this is a costume?
This is the way of life.
Clothes on, respect the dead.
This is the way of life, man. God, what a great movie. And like, God, yeah, every character is great. Every single one. The black dude's hilarious. He's like, oh yeah, she's taking her clothes off again. Trash is taking her clothes off again.
She was great. Like, oh my God.
Linnea Quigley.
Yeah.
Dude, and she was in Night of the Demon. Bro.
Yeah.
Ooh, damn. And she didn't have the fake vagina on in that movie. It was furry and nice.
Hold on a second. Wreck-It Ryan says, I watched Return of the Living Dead for the first time because of Cecil saying it was his favorite movie of all time. Well, what did you think, Ryan?
Yeah, we got to know, Ryan. Please, Ryan, come on. Grifty says, doing my first stream tomorrow. We all love Grifty here. Doing first stream tomorrow. Any advice? Just have fun with it, man. Yeah, you're gonna have issues on your first one. You get my camera doesn't work. No, it happens.
Send more paramedics.
I love how they bum rush them like freaking quarterbacks and football player. Boom.
Well, it was great because all of the zombie rules went out the window. 1, they could talk. 2, they're fast. 3, headshots don't mean shit.
Yep.
I love that when they got the one fucking guy with the pickaxe through his head stuck to the floor, and he's screaming, and they're sawing his head off, and as he's screaming, you could hear his vocal cords going.
Oh my God,
so good.
God, it's brutal. Yeah, and the guy that played Frank is so good, dude. He was in Pursuit of Happiness. I think Will Smith. That's a great movie.
Yes, he. Oh my God, I'm trying to think of his name. He was a local, like he's a Broadway guy.
Yeah.
And he was a local New York. There was a chain of supermarkets, and he was the spokesperson for like this local New York chain of supermarkets called Pathmark. And he'd be like, Pathmark's can sale. Every can of, vegetables. It'd be like whatever fucking special would be. And it was him. And then I go to, see this movie, and it's the Pathmark spokesperson is fucking him. And I was like, this is awesome. Like,
that is insane, dude. Like, dude, I know there's a bunch of those movies. I actually enjoyed the third one, probably second best, because it was so different. And the chick had to like self-harm to like feel no pain. I thought that was cool.
Yeah. The third, that was 3, right?
Yeah, the third one was good. And the first one's goated because Tar Zombie is so brutal. I want a tattoo of the damn Tar Zombie. Like, I've always wanted one. But God, dude, that movie's unmatched. When people say best zombie movie of all time, they always say the same shit. They're like and there's actually some people that say Dawn of the Dead 2004, and I want to slap them. How dare you? If it's not the 78 one,
it was good. I liked it, but I mean, no, Return of the Living Dead is fucking.
Yeah, it was all right, but the 78 Dawn of the Dead is fantastic.
The 2004, the cast was good. I also like fast. I like fast zombies.
Yeah, 28 Days Later, great movie.
I just don't like, 28 Days Later, like when these motherfuckers are booking after you, it's 10. Like, I don't really, the shuffle thing, I'm like, a light jog.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I mean, just keep your cardio up, and you're like anybody who's got decent cardio has got no chance of being eaten in this in the shuffle zombie world.
Dude, but in 28 Days Later, they're sprinting like they're freaking like running backs.
Oh yeah. They're not technically zombies, but I consider it a zombie movie.
I love it. It's up there. It's I think 28 Days Later, Return of the Living Dead, and Train to Busan are my favorite zombie movies.
Yeah, Train to Busan is great. Yeah,
dude, that movie, it's I don't know how they did it, but they somehow put some emotional elements in that killed.
Oh yeah, no, that's another movie where anytime someone that died, you're like, not him. I love that guy. You know what I mean? It's like, you got to give a fuck about the people that are dying, otherwise it's a completely forgettable movie. But when you actually like give a fuck about who's dying, it's like, not that guy. He's a good fighter. We can't lose him.
Yeah, do you know it was the one scene where the guy at the very end, and I don't want to no spoilers, but there's one scene, and you know what I'm talking about, and it flashes back, and he's seeing his like newborn baby holding his thumb.
Yeah.
Oh my! I'm like, because he's realizing how much he actually cares for his daughter in this moment, and like he had negated her for so many years and neglected her, and God, it was brutal.
It's a good movie, man. Really
brutal, dude. Brutal. By the way, thanks to Ryan Kuhn to get me to drink for the first time in forever. Next Pink Boy, I'll down this, and then we'll do some Fight Milk. So I appreciate you guys. Somebody said Shaun of the Dead, freaking great movie, fantastic movie. Actually, it's almost like a satirical take on the zombie movies, and they do
almost. It is. That's that's what it actually is.
Yes. God, a great movie, fantastic movie.
But my favorite part is when the girl's trying to kill him in the backyard, and he's like, help me, and he runs and gets the camera.
Yeah. She's so drunk. Then she falls on the pole. God, that's a great movie too. I saw that shit. I think I might have saw Shaun of the Dead in theaters when I was like a teenager.
That's such a fun movie. It's so funny. It's like, she's like, the only thing you ever think of doing is going to the pub. And he's like, this is zombie apocalypse. What should we do? It's like, we got to go to the pub. Like, it's so fucking smart. It's such a funny fucking movie. It's like, he has no fucking outside world reference of anything. Like, it's like, everything can be solved in whatever his day-to-day fucking.
Yeah, she's like, so what do we do? And they're all looking at him, the whole group that he's for some reason leading. And he's like, Winchester? They go to the Winchester, and that one dude gets disemboweled. Fuck, it's such a great movie too.
I like when they meet the exact same group of them.
Yeah. God, what a great movie. Yeah, it's fantastic. For some reason, I always forget about that movie when I'm talking about zombie movies. I'm always like, I just forget about it every time. I'm like, oh yeah, Shaun of the Dead's great. It's definitely in the top 5 for sure. But yeah, you just can't beat the original Dawn of the Dead and Return of the Living Dead are always there.
I watched the original Night of the Living Dead from the black and white one.
Yeah,
I watched that like once a year. That's like usually like October. I do a run of like classic horrors.
Yeah, I never realized, because I watched the remake first because I was born like I grew up in the 90s, right? So I watched the remake first, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. Obviously, zombie movie. And then I watched the original when I was like a teenager, like the black and white one. And the main girl, Barbara is useless. In the original one, she just died. She's like, oh! She's just terrible. Like,
yeah, she was a fucking, well, it was kind of real. Like, what would you do if dead people were fucking alive? Like, you'd fucking have a panic attack and be a useless asshole. And that's what she was. Yeah.
She's just sitting on the couch, like wide-eyed the whole time, tripping balls. Yeah. And then in the remake, she's like a badass. And I was like, I didn't even know. Like, I thought, I watched the original. I'm like, she sucks. It's the black dude that's kick-ass in the original. Yeah. And then he, of course, gets capped. So it doesn't really matter. But that's such an annoying scene when he like, hey,
that's why it's like, every time a sci-fi or a horror movie ends on a downer, it becomes a classic, because maybe the test audiences now will be like, oh, I didn't like it, but that shit sticks with you.
Yeah.
when everything gets wrapped up and fucking, it's like in a bow and it's like it's forgettable. But like we talk about that movie because it has that grim ending where the guy lives, he makes it through, and then another dude just fucking caps him because he thinks he's a zombie, and it's it's a gut punch, It's like
they're just
you made it through this fucking. You made it through. You lived, and then you get killed by accident, and it's like that's why it's a great movie. It's
and that's what's weird. It's almost
the Mist. By the way, Beavinator,
right?
the Mist. Woo! Exactly. That might be the most brutal fucking ending where.
Yeah, the ending of the Mist, the dude, like I don't remember. It's been so long. They just die right when the mist goes away, right? I can't remember.
No. What happens is he's in the car with his kid and the girl, and he's like, all the monsters are coming around the car, and he's like, we're all gonna die. So he like kills his son, kills the girl, goes to kill himself, and right at that moment, the army comes and they're like, you're safe.
That's brutal.
And it was like 10 seconds before they would have all been alive, but he just murdered the other people. It's a brutal ending. It's brutal.
Jesus. Yeah. Man. Oh my God. They Disney Star Wars Day of the Dead's first hero. Day of the Dead, the remake was so bad I couldn't watch it. I got like a quarter through it and turned it off. It was like a nightmare. It was like this weird, like C film, and like of course the beginning's like teenagers and they're just having sex and drinking, and I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? And I just turned it off. I was like, this is garbage, because the original Day of Dead is so ominous and weird and spooky. And the original Dawn of the Dead's the same way. It's ominous and spooky, and I love it. And I have this weird Mandela effect, right? I have this weird Mandela effect thing where I think the black guy dies in the original every time, and he doesn't. He gets away in the helicopter every time, and I always think he dies. Every time I watch it, I'm like, oh, this is where he goes and sacrifices himself, and then like he doesn't, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm so confused. Why does he live? I every time I'm like, oh, he gets to die here, and he never does, and I'm like, well, how do I think he dies every time I watch this movie? Yeah, dude, it's wild. It's wild.
My favorite line is from that movie, from where he's like, I'm running this monkey show, Dr. Frankenstein. You know what the fuck that line is? I can't remember it now. I used to say it to my friends all the time when we were drunk. It's like, I'm running this monkey house now, Dr. Frankenstein.
Is that the main military dude that looks like?
Yeah.
I
might know it. Oh my God. I'm fucking mad at myself for now. I might pull it up on YouTube. It's such a good quote. It's such like a horribly acted movie, but that's why you love it. Like, it's just so over the top.
Yeah. Phil Moore says, don't forget about Evil Dead. Well, Evil Dead was more of it wasn't really zombies to me. It was like demons. So I don't really include it. Evil Dead 2 is fantastic. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. But yeah, it's more, I like Evil Dead 1 too, because of the reshoots. Because if you go watch the first Evil Dead, like the main guy, the blonde guy, his hair is just long in some scenes and he has a beard. And then some scenes his hair's short. He'll be like walking to a door. The scene is him walking to a door and his hair's long. And then like he opens the door and his hair's short. And I'm like, okay, it's really weird. I like that movie a lot though. It's a good movie.
Evil Dead 2 is all you need to watch, really.
Yeah.
Because it does half the movie is like the first half hour is Evil Dead 1 redone.
Yep.
Evil Dead 2 is fun. That's where Evil Dead 2 is Evil Dead 2 the one where his hand comes off and attacks him? Is like, that's a fun movie.
Yeah. And of course, Evil Dead 3, Army of Darkness is fantastic.
Yeah.
That feels like Lord of the Rings to me. I don't know why, but every time I think about Army of Darkness, I picture Lord of the Rings because it has the same feel almost in some areas. I guess the end of the movie kind of feels like Helm's Deep. Like, I don't know why. It's really strange. Great movie though. Great movie. Make sure you guys like the stream, by the way. We're 150 away to the 1K goal with the CECIL. Thank you again, Ashley, for your locals. And thanks to Ryan Kuhn, by the way, the top diggity dog today, going ham as hell with a $200 super chat. That is wild as hell, man. That is insane. And Carnage Undone, of course, right there with 150. I appreciate you, dude. You guys are wild as hell today with the CECIL stream. I appreciate you.
All right, here it is. It's 10-second line. This is my favorite line from Day of the Dead. This is what you call incredible screenwriting and acting.
I'm running this monkey farm now, Frankenstein, and I want to know what the fuck you're doing with my time.
Dude, he almost laughs at the first of it.
Let's do it again. We got I'm running this monkey farm now, Doctor.
He literally almost laughs. Look at him.
I'm running this monkey farm now, Dr. Frankenstein.
I'm running this monkey farm now, Frankenstein, and I want to know
right there.
what the fuck you're doing with
He
my
almost
time.
laughed. He almost laughed. He's like, I can do this. Is hard. This is hard, dude. Such a fantastic movie. Thank you, Ashley, for a $10 locals tip. I appreciate you, baby. Appreciate you so much. We'll go ahead and drink this for Ashley. Appreciate you. I was gonna do it for the next Pink Boy, but now I'm kind of drunk, so I kind of.
The guy was reading the script beforehand. Like, what am I supposed to say?
I'm running this monkey farm now, Dr. Frankenstein. He read that, and he's like, I'm supposed to scream this passionately. Okay, let's do a few takes of this shit because it's gonna be hard to get through this. God, wow, amazing.
Oh, can Cecil promote Jay's book?
Oh yes, let's do that. Let's do that. I have the link right here. Hold on.
No, but we should talk about something absolutely degenerate beforehand.
Because his books are children.
When you were saying you would eat that girl's asshole, that was the perfect time to say, Junk 3PO has a book on the market for children.
Oh my God.
It's for children and mildly retarded adults who like children's books.
All right, let's pull this.
So if you have a child or an idiot in your family.
Here we are. Look at this beautiful man. He's almost at 60,000. Dude, he had
awesome. It's fucking I love this, man. I love Jay. He's a good man.
Yeah, dude. He's and I when I did the I backed it like when I had him on my podcast, and I did the like buy one, donate one thing, and it was only like 600 backers, I think, when we did that, and it's already 150 above. But it's mainly geared towards the donation, like donating books to these places, because obviously look at kids right now. Look at what they're having to deal with right now in their freaking libraries. So with the first tier, you get the graphic novel. Of course, there's the level tier. The second tier, you get 2 of them, and then buy one, give one. You donate one as well as you buy one. There's the limited edition bundle, of course, as well, and then there's the signed bundle. And then there's the big one, which is donating 10 to charity, which is actually Jay losing a little bit of money on that. So it's going to be a great story. I love the art in it. Somebody was like, I don't like the art. I'm like, what? I love it. I think it's great.
No. Listen,
it looks like Miyazaki.
It's a kid's book, so it's got to be like, it can't be too involved. It's carrying the message more than,
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. It's perfect for kids' book. It's actually perfect.
Yeah, it's a great thing he's doing, because you don't really see many of these where they're donating. So to give people a chance to actually get some good literature out there instead of the garbage they're getting.
Yeah, somebody said, is that a whole handmade ball gag? That is actually how the book ends. He turns the ball into a ball gag.
Yeah, so he's doing a good job. Jay's a really good dude. I've talked to him behind the scenes and on the show. He's a fantastic dude. He's only 47 backers from 800, and you get one as well. So get on it, doggone it. Make sure you back his book. Good dude, and he deserves it more than probably anybody I know. So get the hell on it, doggone it, boys. I already posted the link in the chat. Get on it. We doing Fight Milk soon? Yes, we're gonna do Fight Milk, and let's say, well, actually, we gotta do Naked Snake. What'd you say you want to do with that? You want to do a special way?
Well, I guess I don't have to be a pain in the ass. I could just take my shirt off.
Well, there you go.
I was gonna put on a tank top because I'm in the middle of a cut down and I'm kind of a little chunky, and I wanted to do kind of a reveal in a couple months when I get.
You just got your collarbones. That's all you're revealing. It's like a woman in the 30s.
All right, let me take I gotta take my mask off for this.
Okay. Yeah. Just yeah, you're good. Make sure you put it back on though. Oh yeah, and before you turn your camera back on though.
Yeah.
I'll tell you when to do it. All right. So don't do it. We're gonna wait until the right timing so it fits Naked Snake. You ready? You guys ready for this? I'm gonna go ahead and start the music. And let me get my thing. Where's it at? God, where is it? Oh yeah, here it is. Dude, it's wild what like one drink will do to me when I haven't been drinking. God, I already feel it and shit. It's crazy.
Yeah, I remember it took like half a shot before I was fingering you in Houston.
Jesus. All right. Here, let me start the music and I'll tell you when, Cecil. And it's when the chorus starts, but you'll get it. You'll get it. All right, boys. Let's do this. We're going to do Naked Snake with Cecil today. Make sure you guys get it on it, doggone it. Oh, shit. How are you doing? Cecil says double 5 mil. Oh, what? Oh, my God.
Wow.
Look at that. He's trying to get us to double 5 mil. Gonna need somebody to help match the lines with that one. I appreciate you, dude. I'll pour a little bit more though, for sure. Thank you. Let me put my bandana on. We got about 20 seconds. I'm gonna take my headphones off, so I'm just gonna tell you when. But I won't hear you, so.
Darkness and silence through the night. What of me? I'm searching.
People said they're going to be sick if they see me. It's just my shoulders. I mean,
that's fine.
I didn't even put any nipple rouge on tonight.
You're so super.
All right, here we go. Oh my God, pop it off, Cecil. Let's go. Oh, dude, you look jacked. What the hell's wrong with you? In my time. You know the words? There'd be nobody else. You ever played Metal Gear Solid 3?
What's that?
You ever played Metal Gear Solid 3?
I saw Saw 3.
Oh my God, boys. I'm still in a dream, Snake Eater. Look at Cecil. It looks great. Look at him. Look how
Russell Hall just threw up in his mouth.
See that, Cecil?
I don't want to show my nipples because they're like 6 inches long. They're like crazy straws.
Oh my God. Not for honor, but for you. This is for all the bitches in the chat that complain that we don't do it as often. But Cecil's got his body out, showing the whole world. Let's give him some love by liking the stream, boys, as we watch the viewership drop. Oh yeah, give us a flex, Cecil, go. Oh, damn! Damn! You guys see that shit? Oh my God. I'm still in a dream, Snake Eater. Amazing. I appreciate you guys so much for getting us to the Naked Snake. Lost 200 viewers. That's how it works. That's how it works every time. Appreciate you guys. We are at 131 Naked Snakes in a row, by the way. Ready? Last one, ready? Hell yeah.
How am I supposed to be doing?
Amazing. Hell yeah, dude. We did it. Look at that. There you go, bitches. You got 2 shirtless men. You're like, I don't know, man. I don't think I'm gonna look
took
good.
my pants off. I'll do.
You look pretty good. You look pretty jacked. You look better than I do. Look at your traps. I ain't got that shit. This is what the stream turns into. We're flexing. We're talking about important issues. Then we talked about zombie movies. And then we're just flexing at the screen.
This is it.
We've been drinking a lot tonight, guys.
7 Mine's got a semi.
Thank you. Oh, look at all there's a bunch of stripper money I missed. Thank you, Master Lines. I appreciate you. You're goated as hell. Don't forget these beautiful bitches for throwing the stripper money. Lord Narco, Monkey Man, Tristan, Cassandra. They keep going. Monkey Man, Helena. I can't believe one shot
on steroids. Yes, I'm on steroids.
I mean, who isn't? Come on. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. We hit the Naked Snake. And we are 330 from Double Fat Milk. I'll give you guys a few minutes on that. That's a lot to ask. So be careful. You ain't gotta do that. I don't deserve that shit. I don't deserve any of this. So I appreciate you guys.
This contractor says it's just two shirtless men on stream. It's nothing gay about it.
Not gay at all. There's not a single dick has inserted a rectum, all right? Which is gay.
Not that they know of.
Thank you, Rob 169. I appreciate it. All right, real quick. What's your top 5 movies and then top 5 horror movies? Because I'm more interested in this.
Like I go by movies by like if it's on, I watch it. So I would say Return of the Living Dead is in there. RoboCop. I'm not doing it in any kind of particular order, but Return of the Living Dead, RoboCop, the first one. I'm not a smart man, but I would say Godfather 2.
Great movie.
That was my 3. Goodfellas.
Great movie.
That's 4. And yeah, somebody in the chat said Brokeback Mountain. Naturally, it would be number 5. Yes.
Episode 3, Last of Us, of course.
Like the 5th one is the hardest one to pick because like I'm good with that 4, and I need like a rotation on 5.
Yeah, it's hard to. It's really it's a hard question. That's why I say 5 instead of 1 because it's impossible to name one. I would say mine would be Interstellar, Shawshank Redemption, Return of the Living Dead. Man, it's hard.
See, yeah. Like I got to do a Coen Brothers movie. I see people saying Lebowski. Like that's it. Like my 5th one would be a Coen Brothers. Like I even like Miller's Crossing a lot. I don't know. Yeah, maybe I would go with Lebowski. American Werewolf in London. Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I could do my top 4 real quick, which I just did. But that 5th, like, that's a variable, like, to nail it down. American Werewolf in London. Yeah. Phil Moore. Like, I literally watch that movie once a month. Like, it's bizarre, but it's my go-to. Like, it's like a comfort movie for me. I love Road Warrior, Mad Max Part 2. I fucking love that movie. There's just so many fucking movies that I like. I like a lot. Like I gotta probably throw Coen Brothers in there. No, not a Serbian film. Not Troll.
What about?
It's funny. Somebody just said Big Trouble in Little China. I watched that last night. I watched that right after I watched EO, the donkey. I watched
the fucking donkey. What about shit?
Joker's a great movie. People, I know it's too soon for it to be considered a classic. Or, Braveheart, excellent. Braveheart, Gladiator, great. Then you got the Alien movies. I
like American Psycho a lot too. It's a great movie.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's just
I don't know. Like to me, I can name my top 4, but that 5th one is so fucking hard because it's your last one.
Yeah, dude, it's hard. There's just so many good movies, man. Yeah.
I love the Warriors. Justin Ong. Yeah, man. I'm
in play. Yay.
Yeah.
Warriors. Yeah, dude. Everybody hates when I say Interstellar. They're like, Interstellar's trash. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I love that movie, dude. It's fantastic. And I'm obviously not putting in Lord of the Rings because I don't. They're obviously they go without saying. I feel like it's unfair to put them in.
Right, it's weird. Like you don't put in like Star Wars movies. You don't put it's Conan the Barbarian is a great movie too. Yeah, it's like it's hard. Like that is a movie. Like Conan comes on and I watch it.
Yeah,
like I don't change the channel. Like if you hit it on, like you're just flipping through and Conan's on, it stops. You're done fucking searching. You're gonna watch whatever point you came in. You're gonna watch that shit.
Phantasmagorical says, "Hey Cam, hey Cecil. I hope someday Cecil that you can come to Bama for a meet and greet. Do you guys ever visit small channels like mine? 514 subs. Yeah. I was watching a channel the other day. Like I binge watched like 4 of their videos, and I think they only had like a couple thousand, if even that, and their content was fantastic. So
yeah, I'm gonna. You know what it is? I'm gonna start doing a lot once I finish. Man, it's been like a 3-year fucking journey to get my book out. Once the book is done and out, I could start fucking around because people do get mad when they see you fucking about when you still haven't delivered their product. So
yeah,
it's part of the reason I haven't done that much stuff on my channel because I know other content creators like Ethan, my buddy, like when his books are late, people start yelling, "What are you doing streaming?" You know?
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I feel like me doing a lot of stream. So once my book is out, I really am gonna up my streaming. I am gonna start fucking paying attention to my channel, and I think we'll start having more fun on there.
Yeah, I agree. It's dude, like if I was doing anything else, there'd be no way I'd be able to do this. So like, you have to just be able to focus on the channel entirely, and that's what makes racing. So I'll be racing all year, and I don't know how I'm going to do it because racing is brutal. Because not only is it, I mean, obviously you're going around in circles, whatever, you know, but the hardest part of the whole deal is loading up. Takes like hours. You take your car down, put it on the winch, load up every piece of gear you have, setting up the car beforehand for like a week. Then you drive 10 to 12 hours, unload, practice, race. You know, there's different emotions there. Then you have to reload, drive home 12 hours. And then like once I get home, it's like 6 to 8 a.m. on a Sunday and I have to go to sleep.
Have you ever thought about renting a car when you get there?
Renting a race car? Yeah, I don't. That'd be great.
Like to me, I like to ski, and then I used to own skis and stuff, and I'm like, I like it better when I just rent it when I get there.
Yeah, that'd be different. But when you trying to rent a car for a series, like it's called like renting a seat, it's like $3,500 with a wreck clause. So if you wreck the car, you owe like you have to pay the damages and you pay the rental fee, which is like $3,500. And I'm like, fuck that, I have a car. I'll just race my car.
Wait, you actually can rent a car?
Yeah, you can rent the seat. If you're already in good standings with the series you're running, yeah, you can totally rent a seat with one of the teams. There's always 2 seats usually available to rent because people will bring their extra cars for their team.
I was joking. I didn't know that was actually a thing.
Yeah, as long as you have your license for your oval license and you've raced in the series before and networked, you can show up and generally rent one of the extra like backup cars off somebody and you'll race for their team and get their points and whatnot. But it costs an ass ton depending on the team. So it's just not worth it for me because I have my own car. Colton, the first Rumble rant of the night, says, "Sup, CECIL, looking good. Still looking for a house in the Huntsville area. This dumbass wanted 10 over listing price and after he accepted my offer and I said no." What? He accepted your offer and then said he wanted 10 over. What the fuck, Colton? What the hell? Yeah, Huntsville's wild.
Thanks for us, Cecil.
They're beep 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 beep. God. All right, yeah. Huntsville's wild, dude. The house down the road from me is 1,000 less square feet, no yard, and it sold for 50 over what I paid last year, and I have a giant yard and a freaking in-ground pool and 1,000 more square feet. So I don't know what the hell's going on in Alabama, but it's been getting wild. A Snafu says, "Jeremiah Johnson, Hamburger Hill, Tree of Wooden Clogs, 2 Mules for Sister Sarah, every Gamera film." I have never heard of any of those.
Jeremiah Johnson's Robert Redford movie. Hamburg Hill's a Vietnam War movie. Tree of Wooden Clogs I've never heard of. 2 Mules for Sister Sarah, I believe, is a Clint Eastwood movie. Every Gamera film. That's Gamera. That's the turtle.
I don't know. I have no idea. Still,
that's the Godzilla turtle film.
Oh, okay.
Gamera.
Yeah. Colton, another Rumble rant back to back. Yes, Camelot, he is that stupid. Thank you, Colton. I appreciate it. Dude, it's wild. Alabama's wild right now, especially. So like, I don't know, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, maybe. What is it? 2023. Let's say 4 years ago. This house right here that I'm in was probably worth $300,000, maybe $350,000. And now it's like a $700,000 house. Like, what the fuck happened? And my old house was worth $120,000 and I sold it for almost $300,000. Like, it's wild what's going on with the market. And luckily I was able to roll over all my positive equity into my new house, so I didn't have to pay too much. But it's just and I thought it would decrease after I bought this house because that's how my luck is. But no, it's still increasing.
People are still naming movies, by the way. Yeah, no, it is fucking bananas. Like, but yeah, Terminator 2 would be in there. Unforgiven, that's shit, man. I didn't have a Western in there, did I? Yeah. Nope. I might have to throw Unforgiven in there.
There's too many examples. It's hard to say. There's just too damn many examples, man. Wow.
Like it's easy for me to rattle off the 4, but that 5th one is just too important.
Yeah.
Tombstone. Yeah, there's a lot of good movies, man.
It's all the subdivision HOAs going up.
The Room, Blazing Saddles.
The Room, such a great freaking movie. To be honest,
I mean, I could put Airplane in there. I could put. You ever see Top Secret? Man, that's one of my.
What about Con Air? Come on.
Yeah, with Nicolas Cage.
His accent's from Alabama, and I'm like, that's not what Alabama people sound like, but it's fine. Yeah, I don't live in HOA. I'd rather die. Broken Trail. What about Dirty Harry? What about Lee Van Cleef? Come on, we ain't got no love for Lee Van Cleef.
I like Lee Van Cleef, the porn star.
You wouldn't need her ass though.
Could I wait? I guess the third, Real Genius with Val Kilmer. That's not a well-known movie, but it's funny. Let's see. Con Air. Yeah, there's so many fucking good movies. That's what I'm saying. Captain America: Civil War. No. The best Captain America movie is Winter Soldier. That might be the best Marvel movie, to be honest.
Yep, it was a great one. It's that, and I think it might be the first Avengers, like not the first Avengers, but the first one before Endgame. I can't remember. It was the one that was not where all the girls just like stood next to each other.
Avengers Gay Bros.
Yeah, that was weird. Where they all got together and they're like girl power, and they all started kicking ass. And I'm like, this is the weirdest scene I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was Endgame, and what was the last one? Infinity War.
Infinity War was the one before Endgame.
All right. Yeah. So listen, to me, I took all my nieces and nephews to the one. I don't know which one it was, but it was the one where fucking Captain America grabs Thor's hammer.
Yeah, that's the Endgame.
Okay. In all my life, I've never fucking had a movie theater experience. It was opening day. I had four kids with me that were between the ages of 10 and 15, standing on their every other kid in the whole theater. Adults were on their feet. The amount of everybody went out of their fucking mind when Captain America had the fucking hammer and was beating the shit out of Thanos. I don't know if that was the second to last one, right?
Yeah, it was
that scene.
Was the last one. Yeah.
That was like, to them, that was their Return of the Jedi. That was their fucking that was their Rocky. That was their everything. Like they were I looked over. And I was so happy. Like, you know, whenever you take kids and you just know this is like a moment they're going to remember. Like they were standing on their seats and screaming. Like this was like the culmination of all these movies. And when it was only about 90 seconds long, but like that theater, I can't remember a theater going more fucking bananas than in that. It was going crazy, and New York people tend to be a little more reserved, like they're too cool for school. Everybody lost their shit, they went fucking nuts. It was great.
And do that part that when Iron Man dies. I remember being in. I went to it I think 2 days after, because I don't like doing opening day things. It's just too wild for me. And I remember it was packed, obviously, and there was people sobbing loudly, and I understand that because he had been in 12 films, and you had some time to get attached to that motherfucker.
Yeah.
And you didn't really know, I didn't know Iron Man was gonna die. I had no idea, because I've never really read comics, or if that is even in the comics. But dude, that was brutal. It was
Chris Cola. His favorite movie is Miami Connection. I've actually seen Miami Connection. Now that movie is it's actually worth watching. It's so goddamn bad. It's awesome. It's this ninja movie based in Miami. It's so good.
Well, hell yeah. Do you have to get your Fat Milk supplies, or you have them?
No, I do it. I don't usually keep warm.
No, that's fine. That's what usually
warm egg whites. I hope you don't mind if I'm cheating that I kept it refrigerated this whole time.
Yeah, it's fine. No, I went and got mine when I was pissing, so it's good.
All right, let me go get my let me go get my fucking carton of jizz. By the way, if you're wondering what this is, this was the cleavage in Anna's shirt the other day, which I said looked like a Christy.
Yeah, I see it now. I didn't know what that was this whole time. I've been wondering. Thank you guys so much for such a crazy ass stream. We're 100 likes from 1K. So I need you guys to go ham as hell to get to that 1K goal. It'll be, well, that will mean we almost hit 1K likes on every single CamelCast so far, which is insane. Insane. So make sure you like the stream. It really helps out your boy a lot with my tiny penis and making me feel confident in myself and less insecure. Thank you guys so much. We hit Fight Milk again. Not almost double Fight Milk, but we hit Fight Milk again. Thank you guys so much. I got to thank a lot of people for all the support. Master Lions, Ryan Kuhn, huge support. Patrick T. There's a lot of people on here. Justin I. Rad Bell, thank you, man. Jake Sefarth, love you, dude. Ashley, Matt Heff. There's so many damn people. It's outrageous. Carnage Undone. Thank you. Thank you. Melanie Matt Go Boom in here. My future ex-wife. Carrie Davidson, love you.
Where is Melanie?
Matt Hepp. Oh, she's probably asleep now. She done dead to the world. She dead to the world. Make sure you guys like the stream. So damn close. Who is scheduled for the next CamelCast? I will let you guys know tomorrow because I have a fairly large guest. And it's
fairly large.
Yes, overweight. No, it's a different situation where I have to talk to like media managers and stuff, but it looks like it's going to happen. So we'll have that
bigger than CECIL of CECIL says.
Yes,
impossible.
Impossible. I'm going to drink the rest of my drink.
We're drinking egg beaters.
Hell yeah. Ew, that's gross.
All right, hold on. Let's see if you guys can get the consistency here. Oh my god.
Ooh.
This is literally, I've seen this porno, except it was I think it was like a salad bowl the girl was drinking it out of.
Oh my god. All right, here we go.
How much do I have to drink? Is that enough?
Just fill that bitch up. And then
fill it up.
Yeah, of course. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and just do this. Ready?
I don't have any ice to fucking help.
Get in there,
only
you
2
bitch.
ice. All right, I'm not filling this shit up. That's a lot
What
of
do you mean ice? Why would you need ice?
That's a lot of cum.
Yeah, cum milk. There you
I'm
go.
doing a 20-man gangbang right now, and you're like, fill it up.
Dude, have you not seen the porn? Have you not seen those? Dude, they don't relent.
I just was here for a regular. I'll put some booze on top of it. That'll help.
All right. Oh shit. There's not. This isn't even open yet. Hold on.
Put a little bourbon on top of my jizz.
Oh, it squirted. Why do they fill this up this much? Damn, it squirted everywhere when I squeezed it.
Throw the ice from my. Jesus. This looks like literally like the end of. This looks like the end of a Serbian porno.
Okay. Looks a little cloudier than I'd expected.
God.
All right, hold on. Let me get
Do I just do it in one shot or what?
Yeah, it's gonna be a one-shot thing, but wait until the music starts. It's the grift, man. The grift is real. And then I'm gonna top it off with Woodford Reserve, everyone. Get your bottle today. Very tasty, very smooth.
Look how big you are. Look how small that looks in your hands.
I'm a large man. Not really. Noah says, I hope one day I'll be blessed enough to party and live stream with Cody. I can only imagine how fun you've got to be off camera. I'm the exact same, actually. Most of you, well, I shouldn't say most. A lot of you have met me. Same guy. Thank you so much, Noah. 12 likes from 900. I need you guys spamming that bitch ass. All right.
I have an empty ice bucket here just in case this goes south.
You know how all those 16-year-old kids from like FaZe team or whatever would say, smash the like button. Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. All right. You get on it, doggone it. Put a little bit of the Woodford's Reserve in there. I'm going to be quite drunk after this because I've already had freaking 2 drinks. I don't drink very often, so all right, we'll start some music and then we're in a countdown. Is it coagulating? Just a little bit, not bad. What is it called?
This is not good. I should have added something to this.
I've never met you, Ashley. Well, soon. All right, boys, let's start some music. I don't remember which freaking thing it is. Is it this one?
Do you have It's Raining Cum? Hallelujah.
I'll tell you when. It's never fun, guys. It's never fun. Jeremy like dumped it everywhere. It was all over him. So we're gonna do some Fight Milk for you guys today. big shout out to all you bitches that support your boy. I really, really appreciate it. So many damn dude that we hit Orange Ass Knot immediately. Wait, what the hell? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We hit Gold Knot, Orange Knot, Pink Knot, and almost Red Knot. Jesus Christ, guys. It's time for Spot Milk with your boy Cecil. He's joining the list of people that are doing it. I'm quite intoxicated right now. I'll let you know when. It's 16 bars away.
It was very precise. I didn't know you ran as tight as ship.
8 bars away. All right, everybody, get those locks up for you, boy. Let's go, Cecil. Ready?
God damn, that's disgusting.
Oh! Boom! Boom! It's on me. It's on me. I don't remember that. I don't remember it dripping on me.
I don't want this to dry into my beard in the morning and wonder what I did last night.
Oh my God. I gotta see if my maid's still here.
All right, it's gone.
I don't know. You did it. You did a good job. You did good, kid. You did good, kid.
Don't get cocky, kid.
I don't know what it is about this Woodford, though, but I gotta see if my maid's still here, dude.
You did it wrong, Cecil? How the fuck could I do it wrong? I drank fucking garbage.
Them balls deep the maid today. Oh, something about the Woodford makes me rock hard. Let's see if she's still cleaning.
I was supposed to drink it all at once. I didn't know the rules. Next time.
It's fine. Cecil, he'll definitely have another episode. So, thank you,
I
Cecil.
drank the whole thing in like 30 seconds. It wasn't like I was fucking spacing it out over the last hour.
Oh my God, dude, it's wild as hell. Tell them, Cecil, where they can follow you at, of course.
You can follow me at Johnny Not Band at Johnny Not Band on Twitter, at Cecil Says on Indiegogo. No, on Instagram. Shit, I'm drunk.
Same.
Cecil Says on Instagram and Cecil Says on YouTube. I will be doing a show every Tuesday night. Every Tuesday night starting next Tuesday.
Oh, yeah.
You want to get on early. You want to be one of the people who said, I knew him when. I knew him when he was nothing. And then 10 years from now, you could say, I knew when he was nothing and he's still nothing.
I knew him back when he was nothing. And then he got his channel banned and he's still nothing.
Yeah.
I didn't think you were going to splooge on your chest. I'm sorry. I appreciate it. Patrick T says, if you do roids, you'll miss the uterus. I don't know what that means. I feel like it means small penis, which I miss the uterus anyway. I've never even felt one. I don't know what it feels like. So, that's not going to happen. Fortunately, it'd be great, but it's not going to happen.
If you miss the uterus, you're fucking the asshole.
Is there anything that stops you? I've seen dudes sit on bedpost. So, like, it's got to be like an endless chasm, right?
Yeah, what the fuck are you talking about? When have you seen dudes sit on bedposts?
There's literally one of the most popular pictures on 4chan back in the day was a
guy. Oh, no, I thought you meant like in real life. I'm like, where?
Well, yeah, there was no. Oh, you talking about like in person? No, there's a guy. The one of the most famous pictures on 4chan is a skinny, gross, freaking frail dude. Let's see, he played World of Warcraft every day, and he had a bedpost like deep in his ass, and it's just like pointing out like 4 feet of his ass. So, yeah,
is it Goatsy?
No,
I would. Yeah, that one.
Actually, it might be the same guy. I don't know, but yeah, he had a bedpost coming out of his ass. So you can apparently put a bunch of shit in there. There's like no like because you know how like uterus is.
Are you double dog daring me?
Yes, uterus is better than fat milk. I agree, dude. I agree with that, Patrick. Patrick's still slinging super chats.
I get prostate exams, every time I go to the doctor. So obviously I go to the doctor like 3 or 4 times a month now. But each time it's very uncomfortable. But I always try to make eye contact. I do this. Like,
yeah, I haven't got a prostate exam yet, but
You know, they like when you like give them the look over the shoulder. It's called the whale eye because it's the one eye, and then you go, oh.
You know, what's wild is there's probably been occasions where dude's getting prostate exam and like some chemistry happens and doctor just dukes the dude, like just drops his draws. I bet that's happened.
You think there's been like a gay porno moment where they're both so into it? It's a gay doctor, a gay guy, and
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. How am I going to pay for this, doctor? I don't have any money.
I don't have any insurance.
I have a way. Other white meat, Mr. Nervous Rex saying I dread the day after to get prostate. Oh yeah, totally. Me too.
Why, sir, if it wasn't for my tight little asshole, I wouldn't have anything at all. Someone's gonna clip that.
I have a way you can pay for it. Yeah, he's duking his ass. God.
7 of 9. Yeah. He's like, that's my favorite movie and it hasn't been written yet.
Oh my God, dude. Jesus Christ. Oh man. All right, boys, it's 12 o'clock. I know you guys want to go do things and live your lives.
It's the witching hour.
It's been 3.5. That's long ass. See, I knew the Cecil stream would be long as hell. I just knew it because we always have so much fun. American Legend. Look at this.
I'm the only guy who could stretch 4 inches this far.
Oh my God. How you doing, American Legend? Welcome back, dude. Missed you. Yeah, dude, amazing stream with a bunch of amazing people. Big shout out to Mr. Carnage, Undone. Amazing, crazy support with super chats tonight. Of course, don't forget Mr. Master Lions and Ryan Kuhn with one of the bigger ones we've seen in a long time. $200 super chat. I love you, appreciate you. It's like a damn Trent Westbrook show up in this bitch, or a Patrick Power show. So I appreciate you guys. Make sure you subscribe to Mr. Cecil, you subscribe to me over here, and you join me on Locals. Very important. It's in the description as well. And do me a favor, get the hell on it, doggone it. We'll have a new video coming out very soon.
I'm gonna like people are saying, I'm gonna jump on John Malin's channel right now. John Malin's got a stream going. I'm gonna go over there, so we'll raid him if you want to.
Oh yeah. Well, let me see if I can actually. I don't know. Okay. You have to set it manually, and I think I tried raiding him the other day and I couldn't do it.
Well, you're welcome to come over.
Yep, it says redirect privileges needed. Ask John Malin to add them to your list. Why does YouTube do that? I guess they're trying to prevent hate raids, which would be great. Hate raids would be great. That's positive positive attention. Oh, look who it is. Perfect timing for Sheila.
Sheila, I didn't know you were here.
Oh wow, who is that? Hold on.
That was my ex-stalker. She was my stalker. Oh, Sheila, I didn't see you there. I just happened to be flexing for you.
Thank you, Steve Robert. The last ones of the night. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. You guys can check this podcast on replay. It'll be live on the channel. Get the hell on it, doggone it. Love you guys, and I appreciate all your support. Make sure you follow Cecil. Hell yeah. See you guys later. Say bye, Cecil.
Bye, everybody.